All right, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if this sounds okay, hit that number one. I should sound, yeah, I should sound okay. But if you don't mind hitting that number one, if you can hear me and if I do sound all right. Hoover, Frosty, JJ, Mode, RT, very good, thank you. Time for a win, Jennifer, excellent, good, good, good. Nico, Rick. All right, perfect, perfect. Good morning, D Biggs. All right, well, let's get this show on the road. And it's already been quite the show for me. Just a clown fiesta of a morning session so far. So we're going to be doing a little, I don't know what we're going to be doing here, but we're going to be trying to figure some things out. But anyways, good morning, everybody. It is Monday, January 19th. The year is 2026. It is Martin Luther King Day. So we have an early close to the market, 1 p.m. Eastern, maybe 1:15 p.m. Eastern. Let's just call it 1 p.m. Eastern to play it safe. So if you are in a prop firm, here's your first warning. Make sure you understand your rules. You do not want to be holding past the close because that, for some prop firms, would be a rule violation and you will lose your account. Is trading worth it on the holidays? Yeah, I mean, I've traded on the holidays and it's slower. Although today is a weird one. I'm not quite sure what to expect because today's not really like it is a holiday, but I don't know if it's like a blue chip. So to use investing lingo, I don't know if it's a blue chip holiday like Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Christmas, Easter. You know, those are all kind of like blue chip holidays. I would say were probably a pretty safe bet to say no, it's not going to be that crazy volatile. But yeah, Martin Luther King Day. Okay, like President's Day, you know what I mean? Like those ones, like they're holidays, but I don't, at least for me growing up, I can't really say that I went to like Martin Luther King Day cookouts or like, what in February we'll have President's Day. Can't really say that I ever remember going to like a President's Day cookout or something, or like, so stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see. It's mostly reacting to Trump tariff. I guess, but I mean, I even that word reacting, I would use that pretty loosely. Although I guess we are down. Shame on me. I just noticed this. We are down quite a bit this morning already. Yeah. But as far as the action right now, So up and down. Try to do a little revitalizing on this one, but yeah, it's kind of so went green on this move, and then this. I mean, I'm hindsight right now, but I went short and it kept going against me. And I should have just put my stop up above that there. And again, yes, there's a little bit of hindsight, but also for anybody that's been on the live stream, I mean, you know that I like the 21 EMA, and surprise, surprise, look right where it bounced off of the 21 EMA. And then it rolled back over. And that would have had me green, but I don't know. At the time, so I stopped out of that one, which put me, red quite a bit. And then this one here helped me get back to basically break even. Although that one I escaped by the skin of my teeth because that was looking pretty strong. And then just like that, baboof, down it went. So all over the place this morning. So we'll see what happens with it. This is a test account right now that I'll try to, like I said, kind of get back to green because with commissions right now, I'm actually down on it, 137. I don't know if I'm going to touch my pro account, which is that one right there. Like I said, on holidays like today, it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous to put the racehorse in harm's way when I know tomorrow it's not a holiday. So I'm not saying I won't trade it, but it's got me a little. And then this is another test account that's right at 53. So that's kind of tricky because I'm going to have to try to do some flip trades on it. But I could put myself below passing. So that's kind of, and then this right here is just a already passed test account that I need a couple more flip days on. So yes, this is going to be just for now, a test account that is a little bit in the red with after commissions and all that. But we'll see what happens with it. But in my opinion, I think the responsible thing to do, in my opinion, is what I feel comfortable with is I don't want to put a racehorse, or that's just part of the racehorse model analogy, but I don't want to put necessarily a pro account in harm's way. I do not copy trade. No, not right now. So that's kind of my plan right now. Let's see if we can try to recover this one. And if I lose it, I guess it is what it is. I don't want to lose it, but I just don't know what to expect, which is always what makes these days kind of tricky. I'd like to think that we'll have good normal action because, again, it's not really what I'd call a blue chip holiday, but we'll see. But yeah, heading in, I could see it like some clearance up through here being an interesting long. Let's try that again. That's one thing I realize. When I hear horizontal, I think that the line is just going to go all the way across, but with Trader of 8, it just goes from where you click it. So that's kind of, I don't know. That doesn't seem very intuitive. So I don't know, yeah. Somewhere right around here, long up through here, try to clear out through this sideways consolidation. I could see that being a trade. It's kind of breaking down below this consolidation. So we have a very poor man's bear flag right now. But I would say, okay, Clay, pick the most interesting situation right now. Most interesting situation for me would probably be like a long up around that area. Try to capture it, turn itself back around. That doesn't mean I'm even going to take it, but like I said, based on the premise of my situation, my hypothetical, you're forcing me to tell you the most interesting situation. So that doesn't even mean it's necessarily interesting, but that's, how I would answer that. Anyways, I never really got through the rest of my opening spiel, but if you've been here before, please hit that like button. We'll go for 400 likes today. I don't know if we'll be able to hit it on a day like today, but anyway, I guess we can give it a try. So yeah, if you've been here before and you know you're going to enjoy, here's your first reminder. Please hit that like button. If you've never been here before, no need to hit the like button, I understand. Well, first off, welcome. Great to have you. But I understand you have no idea if you're going to enjoy. So yeah, no need to hit the like button. But if you have been here before, please do that. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it does make a difference. So if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be great. And okay, so let's do this. Usually I start at 11 a.m. Eastern, and I can ask how are people's days going. But so what is your approach going to be today? Give me a 1 for it's going to be my normal, or give me a 2 for more of like a conservative approach, given kind of that it's a holiday. So 1 for, hey, I'm treating this normally. Give me a 2 if you're going to be conservative, and I will participate too. There's my 2. Okay. I have not seen a single 1 yet. Okay, so does that mean that 1 is okay? Matt Bills, wow. Cheryl, wow. Core, okay. Treating a holiday as a normal day, okay. Code Clay. Just remember Code Clay if you have to reset. Code Clay for all you ones. Code Clay. Please consider using Code Clay. Feed some hungry kids. No, to be fair to them, I'm just joking around. But to be fair, maybe they're going to be spot on. Maybe today should be treated just as any other day, and they'll be like, you bunch of schmucks, and I'll say, I was a schmuck. I will have to buy another month anyway. Okay, that I can see that. That's right. Well, technically, Code Clay all caps. I wish I didn't need to be that nitpicky, but apparently I do. So yes, technically speaking, what you guys are saying is Code Clay is actually incorrect because it's got to be all caps, which, like I said, I think is a little bizarre, but it is what it is. I wouldn't think they'd make it case sensitive, but they do. So yes, technically Code Clay, all caps. Where are we at? So still about 10 minutes. I don't foresee putting any trades right now beforehand. Depending on this, I don't know, maybe a new long like right here. But as of now, yeah, this poor man's bear flag has delivered. I wouldn't say that was really, I mean, right in hindsight, yes, it's obvious. But at the time, I wouldn't really say it was obvious for me just because I didn't really consider that the most quality of bear flag. Anyways, no, either that, whether that's not right because there's, you didn't put a space in there. So Code Clay, like that's, there you go. JJ Max, there it is. Code all caps Clay, yes. There it is, weather. That's better. I'll just delete that out so we don't even, since that was a typo anyways. There we go. Let's see. Ooh. I'm just trying to, let me double check over here. I'm trying to do a little cooking real quick. Ooh. Well, look at this. I guess it depends on how you want to do the tread line. I'm probably right there. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. I definitely need to. I guess shame on me for not noticing that until now. What am I doing with my life? Yeah, shame on me. All right, well, let's make that a little bit different. Whoops, no, cancel. There we go. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to short that, but yeah, I mean, if it putzes around and then a break, that could be interesting. So that was on the 5-minute time frame that I just was showing you. I love you too. I love you less. Oh, that's a shame. Nice to see you at the Open. Yeah, I learned during the 2 weeks of Christmas and then New Year's. I really don't like streaming the Open. I mean, it makes sense why it's this way, but the chat kind of is quiet. Not a lot of people are talking. Again, it makes sense. I understand you guys are, well, Clay, I'm trying to focus on my trades. No, I totally understand. Doesn't mean that I have to like it. Doesn't mean I have to like it, okay? And I don't like it. I like a active chat and people making fun of me, making fun of others, assuming you have a relationship with that other person. I like to see an active chat. No, I don't like talking. No. I like the chat talking. I don't want to talk. I wish you guys would just let me sit here in awkward silence. But you don't. You demand. You demand the baboon. I'm here for the chat. We'll start rolling y'all after. We'll start trolling y'all after the coffee hits. Oh, okay, good to know. Got a song for me? Okay. What's the song? Glad we finally broke out of that $500 range the market was in for the last couple weeks. Oh, did we? Beard is looking great. Thank you. Yeah, I need to get like the neck area figured out, but I just keep slacking on it. Clay, I'm down a band. Help me. What's a band? Dude, I'm not down with the lingo. No pun intended. What is a band? I predict some movement for 15 and 30 minutes, then pure chop. Yeah, seems reasonable prediction. A lot. A band is 1,000 for a young person. No. Well, I don't know how I'm going to help. I was hoping you would help me. I'm also not doing so swell. So I don't know. Right now it sounds like we have a blind. Come on. See, this is what I can't stand. Why can't you just stay above that trend line for 5 more minutes? Why do you got to break down right before? Well, then again, I don't even know if I'm acting as if the New York Stock Exchange is going to open at 9:30, but I keep forgetting the stock market is actually closed today. Hence why this is all kind of tricky. So I don't know. I think we'll still be able to tell. If I remember right from past non-blue chip holidays, even blue chip holidays, I think we could still always tell at 9:30. Like I was here for Thanksgiving. I really should. So this is where I have a mixed feeling or mixed opinion on journaling, but I could see this being an area where journaling would be worthwhile. Like journaling, was it actually good? Because now I'm trying to think back to Thanksgiving, and I don't remember. Was Thanksgiving? Did we see some movement at 9:30? I guess in theory I could go back and look at the chart, but it's going down to the daily low and will use as resistance. It hit. It is. You think it is, or it is? Pack and path. You think that's all going to happen, or do you have like a crystal ball? I mean, that is a. Oh, okay. Darn it. I was hoping you had a crystal ball. I'm still waiting for that. VIX up 22%. If it holds through tomorrow, my UVIX hedge is going to print tendies. Good job. Will the volume pick up at any usual? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to do anything till 9:30. I mean, that's 4 minutes. So hopefully I can have 9 or 4 more minutes of patience. We'll see if we can try to resurrect this account, bring it back up to respectability. I do not know if I'm going to touch any pro accounts today. Just because it's, again, like anything, it's a risk-reward situation. What is the risk? The risk is really bad action. I don't necessarily blow the pro account, but I go back below the buffer, and it's just an annoying day. Or who knows, maybe that annoying day turns into a real bad day. Real bad day being defined as me roasting a pro account. So that's the risk. What's the reward? I don't know. You know, I make some money. I make $1,000. It's like, okay, I don't know if that's really I don't know if that risk is really worth the reward. Or if I just wait till tomorrow, sure, that doesn't mean that I'm going to make money per se, but I have a better idea. It's going to be normal price action because it's a normal day. So, and for me, no, I don't like that risk versus reward. I'd rather just err on the side of caution, protect the pro account, not risk roasting something like that. Especially when the pro account's in payout territory, blah, blah, blah. So that is my thinking. Maybe hindsight, I'll regret it. Maybe this will be beautiful, beautiful action, and I'll be like, man, that would have been a really nice, but that's also all in hindsight. So from a risk reward, I am just erring on the side of caution. Hey, Kevin from Lakeland. I have 3 pro accounts now. Would you recommend taking out all profits? I'm on team. If I'm owed 42 cents, I'm taking 42 cents. That's my opinion. That's not right, though. Some people will say build, and I respect that. But that is a very hotly contested topic. But the argument that it always persuaded me is somebody said, you know, Clay, let's say I have $2,000 that I built up above buffer, and if I just go on tilt, well, by definition, that sort of tilt, that $2,000 is not going to save me. Like, that account is going to be roasted. So it's like, okay, so that's why I would just take the 2,000. And I was like, you know, that's true too. If I had, you know, $1,000, $1,500, $2,500 above buffer, and I just have one of those days where you just go on tilt. And I think if you trade it long enough, you know what I mean. It's just one of those days. Yeah, I'm not quite sure that extra buffer is going to save me. So I might as well just pay myself with it. Again, that hit home with me. That I don't know if that applies to you or not, but that's kind of how I view it. All right. Well, we have less than 1 minute. Let's see if we can tell if there's going to be any difference here. Because again, as a reminder, the New York Stock Exchange is closed today. So there is no open at 9:30. But will the futures behave as if there was an open? Well, we're about to get that answer. But if you don't have one of those days, you're not human or not trading. Yeah, exactly. Yes. And those days, you know, they shouldn't, I'm not saying they should happen every other day or every week or even every month, but like they do come along. So fair point there, Hidden Bull. So let's see if we're going to be able to, it's not 9:30 quite yet. All right, here we go. Now, right now, if I was not looking at the clock, I don't know if I'd be able to tell that it was 9:30. So this is not boding well in terms of quality of action. But let's see. Let's see. I'm hopping over here. I'll try a short down here. I'm just doing MNQs. This could just in case there's all of a sudden a spike. Okay, I'm in. Short. See if we can get some follow through. But yeah, this is not the sort of action I was hoping for at all. Yeah. Eek. Like I said, if I was not looking at the clock, I don't know if I would have guessed that this was like the typical open time. But let's give it a chance. Maybe it just needs to warm up a little bit. Okay, that one was hit. Still could be a losing trade. Again, just going very, very modest here just because I'm trying to figure out exactly what this thing wants to do. This thing's going to snap up now, maybe. All right, I'm going to hop out. So a little bit of a losing trade there, but that's okay. Like I said, that was more of a tester, if anything. The trade that I'm still interested in is potentially a long up around this yellow line. But yeah, be careful out here. This is, what was this range so far? Basically 300 down to, yeah, 25 point. 25 point range on the opening candle at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe the market's just trying to kind of sucker us in, make it seem like it's not going to be that good, and then poof, it's going to be making all sorts of good movement. Try a long here. Couple NQs. All right, are approaching down here. So maybe, I guess my short would have been just fine, huh? In hindsight. Well, let's see what we can. See if it just wants to snap back up. All right, well, let me put it this way. I'm going to have to see a nice continuation of that likes creeping up because I don't know if I'm going to be able to make 4 hours with this. If this is how it is right now, or I don't know, we're going to have to go down some deep rabbit holes if we're going to make the 4 hour mark on this stream. This is, so yeah, hit that like button if you are enjoying. I mean, if people are still enjoying even on action like this, fine, but man. Okay, do we get a bounce off of here? This is the overnight low. This is also the white line represents the low of the day. Are we just going to... Okay, let's see if we can come down on there, bump it, and then I'll put a long right here. Oh, come on. Crystal ball. I wish I had a crystal ball. Morning. If it gets too boring, you can always give in. That's true. It's cold here in Iowa. This morning when I woke up, the feel like temperature was minus 20. I'm in a long. All right, where's your stop at? Actually, you did stock that. I remember you mentioned the trade plan up ahead. I almost wonder if it's a short down here, if this bleeding continues, but that seems like maybe a chase on the short side of things. Feels like temperature at 18 here. Here is what? Arkansas? Oh, there. Well, I guess that would have been all right. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Yeah, one of these weird things. Buying long here seems like you're kind of catching a knife, but going short here seems like a chase. I mean, it's kind of, yeah. All right, let's see what. All right, let's see. So I'll go to MNQs here to kind of. But yeah, it is definitely very low volume. There's no doubt about that. It's almost like it's a holiday today, and the stock market's not open. That's what it's almost like. I got to remember, this is a test account, and while I'm not going to try to blow it, I feel very good. Let me put it this way. I'm glad I played a conservative. Yeah, well, Clay, you could have went short. Yes, correct. In hindsight, yes, that it seems like an obvious short, but this is just very slow and I would argue pretty tricky action. So, um, it is correct. It is a holiday. That is it. The stock market isn't open. Correct. Yes, yes. That was a joke. When I said it's as if, that was me trying to be funny. Hence the joke. I'm going to try a long up there. Do you think bull is a good stock to buy? Well, I have no idea. Are you talking about day trading, investing, swing trading? You provided zero context. Okay, if that green line, okay, I'm in. See if we can get some more follow through here. All right. Couldn't even get that. So yeah, I mean, probably it sounds like you're getting a little too far ahead of yourself because that's a dangerous question. Because let's say you're asking from a day trading standpoint, but then I assume you're asking from an investing standpoint, and then I give you my thoughts from an investing standpoint. Like that's very irrelevant information to you. So given the fact you didn't know really how to properly ask that question, which is fine, that tells me you're new, which again is fine. But I would say you're probably getting a little too far ahead of yourself. Morning, Eduardo. Sometimes not taking the trade and being is worth more than a quick profit. Yeah, sometimes. This is the futures market that I'm trading right now. Futures are open, early close today, and they're just very slow action right now. Hey, Eunice. Hey, been a while since I've seen you. Assuming I remember. Then I think, yeah, pretty sure you've been here before. So I'm long. I thought it was coming up some more. It still might come up, but oh, now I'm getting close to potentially a stop. Okay, good. Well, welcome back. What time does the stock market the futures market? I believe closes at 1 p.m. Eastern. It might be 1:15, but I'm gonna err on this. I'm treating it like it's gonna be a 1 o'clock close. Oh boy. Nothing like having to sit and wait at 9:40. All right, out of that one. I remember your old days, Clay. Fighting and then you were real. So Turk, yeah, you've been around for a while, Turk Bull. I don't like this action. See you guys tomorrow. All right, see you later, Tilted Trader. Market set to reopen at 6 p.m. Correct. Yep. Which in some ways, it's like, why even bother closing? Like, what is actually the... Come on. You got to be kidding me. Took me out at the lows. Okay, let's try this one again. Is this one it's finally going to make the move? Or did I just get suckered in again? Maybe I just got suckered in again, but this thing seems like it wants to bounce. And then I get out, and now it's seeming like it wants to bounce again. So maybe this thing is just going to come up here and sucker me in again, or else maybe it'll bounce. Chat, when tariffs decision out. I don't think anybody knows when the tariffs decision. No days off for Clay. Well, I mean, I'm around. That's one of those things. It's like, yeah, okay, the days off for the market and for like banks, but like, who else? I mean, most normal jobs are still open today, so it's just kind of like, what else am I gonna do? Like we're still doing homeschool. Like it's just like a normal day. Like it's not like my wife and taking the day off for homeschool or anything. How much money do you make a day? Well, I'm not investing. I'm trading. What I'm doing is day trading futures with a prop account. So in order to get started with what I'm doing, you would need at least $90 because $90 gets you 25K in purchasing power. So if you go to the link at the top of the screen, that is what I'm doing. You're going to try shorting? Okay. With all due respect, I hope you're miserably wrong because that means it would be good for me. And I understand you are hoping that I am miserably wrong because that would be good for you. Okay, let's see. Last time I stopped out and broke, and then it snapped right back up. So let's see. Hey, glad you're liking the beard. Thank you. Okay, this action is truly, truly just atrocious. I could not have thought of a better decision to make than to putz around here in a test account. No way I'm putting a pro account in harm's way on a day like today. This is bad. This is rough. This is rough. Did I just roast the account? Huh? Oh, I did. That just cooked me? Oh, yeah, that account just got cooked. I guess I didn't realize I was that close. Okay, there we are. Well, what are we in? Like 33 minutes in? I don't even, this doesn't even feel real today. Like what? Okay. Well, I mean, use code Clay. Yeah, well, I can't use my own code, so. All right, well, let me get another one fired up here. Whatever. So this is just confirming. I'm glad I did not touch the pro account today. This is my pro account up here. This is kind of like the golden goose. This is the account where if I make money, I can request the payouts. This is one that I passed, kind of. I've gotten it $1,500 perfectly, but I still need to make 3 more trades, but that's kind of tricky because even if I lose 50 cents, technically I've unpassed the test. So I don't think I'm going to touch that one today because of this is garbage action. This is one that's already passed, so I had to do a flip trade, so that's just whatever. You can see 53.72, so I have... No, today was the final flip trade on this one. And yeah, this was just a test one that... It's been a rough go since pre-market. Oh, there we go. When is... Okay, so trading, according to Take Profit Trader email, I just got halting at 1 p.m. Eastern. 1 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you're out of your accounts by 1 p.m. Eastern. Just flip it today and gain that dollar back tomorrow. Well, no, because I want to go for a gain. Hey, Blanche, you do your thing. I'll do mine, brother. Is that good? Is that good? Can we agree there? I gotta be. Today just feels like a weird dream. So I need to be careful that I don't like all of a sudden roast. Oh, I'm on account number 7 for the day. I got to be very careful of that right now. Okay, dude, let's not gaslight. Nobody took that personal. I was just saying, hey man, let's just you do you. I'll do like. Maybe you're new around here, but I say it all the time. Like trading is not a one size fits all. Like you kind of got to figure out your own nooks and crannies. So that's the spirit in which I was saying, hey man, you just do what works for you. I'll do what works for me, and there we can find a common ground. All I was trying to do is let's find a common ground. All good. Let's move. Yeah. See, but that's a problem though. When you're like, don't take it. Like nobody took anything personally. Man, cannot stand gaslighting. It's like when you get into an argument. I better do this off screen real quick. It's like somebody you're debating, and the other person's like, "Why are you so defensive?" It's like, well, per what we're doing here, we're having somewhat of a disagreement, which is fine. So therefore, we're each going to need to defend our position. Like I'm making claim X, you're making claim Y, and everyone's like, "Well, why are you all defensive?" Well, because I'm defending my side. What do you mean, why am I getting all defensive? It's like playing football. Man, why are you tackling me? Well, why are you being rough with me? Well, isn't that like... It's just very... It's just, I don't know. It's one of my, like, discussion, like, pet peeves. Man, don't take it personally. Why are you so defensive? It's like, what are you talking about? All right. There we go. Fresh new account. Fresh new account. Fresh new account. All right, let's see what we can cook up here as I just cooked up the account, which I don't even know. Do you spend a reset a pro account? No, never. Are you financial foundations? Are you talking about with Take Profit Trader? There's another one this Thursday. There's another webinar this Thursday. Yeah, no, never, ever reset a pro account with Take Profit Trader. That is one of the reasons for the racehorse model. Because for the price of one pro reset, you could literally buy like 5 or 6 test accounts. That is one of the very reasons why the pro account makes so much sense. Wasn't I long? Well, that's the problem with not having enough drawdown. So, all right. Oh, yeah, no. So the racehorse model is, even if you pass an account, still be working on passing other accounts. So, again, the racehorse model, if you pass an account and turn it into your pro account, that is now a racehorse. But even if you have a racehorse, still work on training more horses into racehorses. That way, you can have some in storage. So if one of your racehorse dies, then you don't have to go through the question, should I reset the racehorse? And you won't even have to go through this debate in your mind because you'll already have a racehorse waiting in your stable. And the nice thing with Take Profit Trader is you do not, there are no more monthly fees. After you pass, so after you convert your horse into a racehorse, there are no more monthly fees. So you can just have a stable filled with racehorses waiting their turn. So not only does that make sense from the math perspective, so you don't have to even be tempted to reset the pro account, then it also makes sense just for me, it helped with like the fear. Because what I noticed when I first got into the prop firms over a year ago, like I'd pass an account and then I'd start to tense up. And I was like, okay, I'm tensed up because I'm trading scared, and I'm trading scared because now my fear is, I don't want to have to go through the test phase again. But again, you can alleviate that worry too if you know, okay, I'm not going to have to go through the test phase again because I already have some racehorses waiting in the stable. So for me at least, killing 2 birds with 1 stone, eliminating the temptation to really, really, really overpay for a resetted pro account, and to just eliminate the fear of, I don't want to fail. All right, let's okay, short here. There we go, little scalp. Now, why couldn't you do that with my NQs? But I like, okay, this action here, not bad, not bad. Not bad. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I need to set some framework here because I don't want today, which feels like just a weird, bizarre dream, to spin out of control where then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay, let's get account number 5 on the day because I keep roasting accounts because I keep throwing myself with NQs into the buzzsaw. So I will do one more account if need be, but the next account, I can only trade MNQs. And if I roast that account, I'm done. I'm waving the white flag. I'm done. So I need you all to help me be accountable with that. Now, I'm still going to, that doesn't mean that I'm just going to go degenerate with this account. But if I do lose this one, I will do one more. But the next one can only be micros. And if that one somehow gets toasted, I am done. I'm done. You all have to leave. That way, I'll be like, okay, well, nobody's even here, so I'm out, okay? So give me a 5 if you will agree to leave. If I roast this account and then, so if I roast 2 more accounts, you have to leave. Give me a 5. Do you agree that you have to leave? I need my viewers to plummet in that situation. Okay, deal. I thought February was when natural gas was going to go up. Last year, gas was shorted all January, and then February it ran up like crazy. Well, I mean, trading, unfortunately, is a little bit harder than that. I wish trading was as easy as, hey, it's winter time. People are going to want to buy natural gas, so go long natural gas. If only correlations like that were that easy. I mean, it's a good thought. It makes total sense, but it's kind of one of those that makes like too much sense. So therefore, there's really there's not that much rhyme or reason. Don't want to. Yeah, that's true too, Travis. Yeah, that's true too. NG is called the Widowmaker. I don't think I've ever looked at NG. I hear you, but it's up 20%. Well, are you up 20% too, Mike? I'm up. Okay. Are you up 20% is what I'm asking. All right. Maybe a short here. I don't know. If I still believe in the trend, right now the trend does seem to be down. I like this candle. Oh. All right. And then this was just a random thing, so, all right. Well, okay, well, this is getting tricky now. That candle right there, I could see having brought in some shorts, rightfully so, and then just to punch them all in the face. No. Okay, so that's my point. Like, my point is this, Mike. Again, congrats first off on being up 6K. Fantastic. I'm just saying, like, if only it were that easy, well, then why aren't you up 20%, right? Because it's not that easy. That's my point. So when you say, well, but it's up 20%, yeah, it may be up 20%, but you're not up 20%, meaning it's not as easy as just, oh, it's winter time, natural gas will go up. I'm fighting for my life to get this eval back up. Well, I already cooked one, so if you do cook it, you're not alone today. Anybody else cook an account? Where are we buying this NQ now? I don't know, River Rock. Do you really want my opinion on that? The guy that just roasted an account? You took that out of context. Maybe I did, Mike. I don't know. That's possible. Perhaps, yeah. I'll be the first to admit that a guy who's trying to deal with multiple conversations while trying to scan the market and trade his own account can probably, take things out of context. So, yeah, I concede that that's very possible. Sorry if I did do that. Have I ever used TradingView? I mean, I use them for charts, but I'm not sure. What do you mean by use them? Have I ever traded through them? Have I just used them for charts? Took the wolf minus 200. Yeah, I could see that suckering people in. Yes, I don't know what you mean by yes. Again, folks, please. This is how you can be an asset to any live streamer. There is a delay. So I realize, Fitman, you said yes. Wow. Look at this 5 minute. So V-shape, acting weak, straight back up. See, that's what irritates me. That's what irritates me. I got cooked. I got cooked on my longs. So this is why trading is hard. Broadly speaking, I was right. Right? I thought it would come down and then curl back up. And it did do that. The problem is, well, how can you be right, Clay, but then you lost in an account? Well, because timing matters. Trading is nuanced. Trading is not broad statements. So if you're a beginner and you're like, okay, I thought it would pull back a little bit and then go up. Okay, and that's what happened. Okay, I was right, therefore I made money. Therefore I made money is not a given. That's you're misleading yourself. Because trading, you have to get the right entry points, you have to get the right stops, all that sort of stuff. So yes, I was right broadly speaking. No, I was not oversized, Joshua. I had what, 2 NQs or maybe 3? But yes, part of that is you have to get sizing right. You know, there are all sorts of things like that. So yeah, it's kind of funny to be like, oh man, you lost an account, so you went short, huh? No, I was going long. Wait, what do you mean you went long? Well, I went long a little too soon. When is close? Check your email. Check your email. Wow, 5 minute is just... I'm so glad that I did not touch the racehorse today. That purple line is the same color as Grimace. Is Grimace the McDonald's dude, or is Grimace from Star Wars? Hey, if you're enjoying, hit that like button. Let's see if we can get 14 of you to hit it. That way we can at least get up to 150. G block. Yo. Hey, good morning, Dustin. Greg, I want you to check your email, Greg. I'm trying to help you out. I'm very curious. Did your prop firm email you? I bet they did. Can you check your email? Greg Mason, TR. I don't get email. Well, then check your spam folder, because I definitely got an email from Take Profit Trader. I'm waiting for Greg next time to show up and be like, could somebody chew up my food for me too? Hey, can somebody wipe my butt? Anybody? Could somebody wipe my butt? I opted out like a month ago. Goodness. And then Greg's going to sit here and complain, wait, what do you mean I couldn't trade? Today was a red folder event. What do you mean I wasn't allowed to trade? Wait, I didn't know the market closed early today. What do you mean I lost an account? What do you mean you can never opt back in? I don't know why you wouldn't be able to opt back in. You're selling this long. Good job, Brian. I should have puppeted you, because your timing was clearly a lot better than mine. Joshua, trade. What is it? Trade. What is that? What do you mean? What is trade? Trade. You're going to be a little more specific than trade. I mean, I would think if you just sign up for the email list again. Assuming you didn't like blacklist him or something. Should we short? I don't know. Should we? What does your strategy say? I assume that you know your strategy better than I do, Pack and Path. Therefore, I'm just going to default to you and just throw the question back at you. Does your strategy say that you should short? I don't know. Well, I don't know. What does your strategy say, Pack and Path? Do you even have a strategy? So let's start there, Pack and Path. Do you have a trading strategy? Do you ever trade YM? No. You don't know. Well, then I would say that that would be a good a good step is get yourself a trading strategy. So if you don't know if you have a trading strategy, you probably don't have a trading strategy. And if your trading strategy is to be a lazy sheep that is just going to go around to live streams and be like, hey, what do we do here? Let me burst your bubble. Let me rain on your parade because it's the loving thing to do. I wish I could say trading were that easy, but it's not. If you think that that's going to help, if you think that's what's going to carry you to like successful, long-term, consistent anything, again, I don't want to rain on your parade, but I think it's a loving thing to do. You are lying to yourself. You're wasting your time, and you will ultimately be wasting your money. So I would say go get yourself a strategy, brother. That's right, Monty. I already cooked one account. Based on my strategy, I think we will rally until... All right. Sounds good, Arthur. So look at this 5 minute. This is wild. Down. Some are down. I was trying to get long, cook the account, and then it goes up. That's fantastic. I don't know. So we have an interesting area up around here. Could be a short area potentially if it gets up there. But it's first got to get up to right around that area. Has anybody else cooked an account today? Give me a 5 if you're on team. Oh, I've cooked at least one account today. Again, I'll start with the 5. If you're here earlier, you saw that train wreck. Oh, that's going to be embarrassing if I'm only 5. Okay. Thank you, Mr. G. Thank you for stepping out. Giving some transparency. No shame. It happens in the prop world. Yeah, that's what I've been doing too, Pastry. I did 3 pro... What? What are you doing trading pro accounts on a Sunday evening going into a holiday, Anthony? Dude, I mean, there is baboon, and then there is like baboon in all caps. You pulled a baboon in all caps. Took the day off today. As in from trading or from like your job to trade? Hopefully from trading. I was just following the trend today. No cooked accounts. Yeah, what was the trend today, Zooks? That gap was huge. Tried for the reversal. So you tried to catch a... Okay. Okay, now it was already baboon in all caps. Now it's baboon bolded and underlined. So you were trying to catch a falling knife with 3 pro accounts on a Sunday evening going into a holiday. What are you doing, brother? Yeah, Dent Award for the month. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to beat. All right, well, maybe a short up here. This is crazy. This 5 minute. It don't care. It don't care. Chart gravity. What's chart gravity? I almost want to try to build something, like build a position here. But this. Okay, I'm trying. Okay, I have an order to get short at the red line. We'll see if it wants to come back up. Yeah, pullback. What's exactly? Maybe finally? Kind of, sort of? Or is this going to be another? No! Are you serious? I was that. So that red order I threw in there trying to get filled, but I wasn't quite. I don't know. No job, but oh, gotcha. I need to scare myself straight into discipline. I take my LinkedIn account off Hibernate and read the feed there for half an hour. Gotcha. I did not know people scrolled on LinkedIn feeds. You may be the first person that I don't even know how LinkedIn exists. All I get on LinkedIn is like a bunch of people from India that want to like do like weird stuff. Like, does anybody here, Fractal Firm? You may be the first person that I've ever met that actually scrolls on LinkedIn. Clay, what do you think is the likelihood of price sitting in the futures open? I have no idea, Arthur. I don't. We are different traders. I'm literally just trying to figure out where the price is going to be in the next like 5 minutes. So to think stuff like that, I'm guessing you're a sway trader. So Arthur, I would assume that like if you have to hold a position for 3 hours, like you're cool with that. Is that an accurate assumption about your strategy? Oh yeah, that's no big deal. If I have to hold a position for 3 hours, there's no way I'm touching silver today. Bro, Clay, chill. What? Huh? Huh? If you are somebody that what I would call a sway trader, you know, you're a combination of a day trader and swing trader, like, no, I don't mind holding for 4 hours. Like, I understand. Where do you think the price is going to be a few hours from now? That would make sense for somebody like you. But for me, I have no idea because I put zero brain power into that. And I put zero brain power into that because I don't care. Like for me, what I'm trying to do, I'm literally just trying to figure out where I think this thing might be in 5 minutes from now. So yes, I have no idea, Arthur, because I put zero. Let me put it this way: I'm the last guy you would want to ask questions like that. It's the gulag for white collar. Yeah, it's the something. LinkedIn is something. Yeah. I remember when Microsoft bought them, I'm like, I don't know, does that make sense? But I don't know. To be fair, maybe LinkedIn is like the cat's meow, the bee's knees, and I do have an account and I'll post stuff there. Like I post a link. Well, let me ask this. Did any of you arrive at the live stream from LinkedIn? Like, did any of you like were made aware of the live stream through LinkedIn? I doubt it, but I guess I'll ask. I lost $400 on silver stocks today. No, you definitely did not lose $400. At least not on USA silver stocks today. That I can guarantee. Perhaps you mean you lost $400 on silver futures, Keith? Is that more so what you meant? Because the stock market is closed today, so you did not lose any money on stocks today. Should I go long? Yes, all in, Pack and Path. All in. Like, yell to your mom upstairs. Say, Ma, don't worry about the meatloaf right now. Can I get a loan? Because I want to go all in even more. That's what you should be doing right now. Ma, I don't need the meatloaf. Ma, I need the credit card. No, I only trade futures these. I used to trade options, but day trading options are garbage. LinkedIn is for recruiters and HR. Yeah, LinkedIn is for something. I don't know what it's for. All right. Gonna go for a long. So which means this is probably the top now. But we'll see. We'll see. Good, Keith. Glad you're learning. Trying to get long here at the green line. Remember me trying to get short right there? My timing was just a little off. All right, let's try again. I'm going to stay bullish. I think I'm trying to go with the trend. Right now there is a bull flag that's formed. So I'm trying to play the bull flag. Somebody on LinkedIn said bull flags are guaranteed wins. So I do not day trade. Day trading stocks, day trading options is garbage. Mathematically provable garbage compared to day trading futures in a prop firm. It makes no mathematical sense. You are taking on way more risk, and they don't move as good anyways. And with options, you have theta. With stocks, you just need way more capital. It's an inefficient use of capital. Stocks move like paint dry compared to futures. So no, in the category of day trading, stocks and options are garbage. All right, let's see if this thing wants to maybe make a bounce back up. My college had me set up a LinkedIn account when getting my master's. Otherwise, I've never... Buy purple line. It's worth a shot. Well, then buy the purple line, River Rock. Buy the purple line, brother. If you think if your strategy says it's worth a shot, then take that shot. Take it. Take it. Take it. Get up, Technotronic. I don't know if techno. I don't understand techno music. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm saying I don't understand it. Maybe it would become good if I understood it. Robots love techno. No, I mean I could see that. I always buy the purple spaghetti. That is the good time. I already answered that, Pack and Path. I already answered it. Techno music is like Sunday trading. Ooh. All right, is this thing finally going to curl back up? Okay, trying to get long here. I am long. Beautiful hammer candle on the 5-minute. So I really like the... In fact, let me bring over the 5-minute. Look at that. Big move up, pulled back. Nice hammer candle here. Two-minute looks good. Sandstorm changed my life. Yeah, the volume. Like I said, this feels like a bad dream. To be fair, if you were long and you rode that thing up, it doesn't. I mean, today it's just like it feels like a dream, but like in like the good side. Like is this real or it feels like a dream? I took the long. Okay, so am I is long with me. It's good to know if this thing dumps. Misery loves company, so me and MI will be getting cooked together. Again, I'm long. Blue line is my entry. 3 NQs. It'd be great if this thing could make a bit of a push. I guess I'll throw that out there just in case there's some sort of random spike. Try to take advantage of that at least. 5 minutes looking very nice. 2 minute here looks nice. Will it deliver? I don't know. There are no guarantees. Sometimes nice things all of a sudden turn ugly. Stock dad's with us long. Greg is short. All right. Oh, he got short way up here, so. Who here is long right now? Give me a 1 if you're long. If you're, I'm long. Anybody else long with me? Vincent, Kyle, Jeffrey. I knew Ami was. Paul. All right. Well, let's see if. What is this? Is such just garbage. This is such garbage action. I'm so glad I want to test account. This is the great thing about props is just absolute joke. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make 4 hours today, folks. This is just stupid. See if we can get a bounce off there. If this doesn't bounce, probably cooked. Not probably, I will be cooked. Nice volume here. Let's see if we can get a bounce off the 21 EMA and the 200 period moving average. Again, this is a test account. There's no way I'm touching my pro account on a day like today. Where's my stop loss? I don't know, Keith. You tell me. I'm cranky. So 5 minute, we're kind of at this do or die area too. We have the 50 period, we have the 21 EMA. Let's see if it can deliver a bounce for us. If not, well, then I don't even know. Again, this just shows, just go with the trend, play the trend. Okay, well, I'm trying to play the trend and now it's seemingly reversing. That's why trading is more difficult than just saying, just trade the trend. Market closes at noon. No, it doesn't. It closes at 1 o'clock Eastern. Did I just, no. There we go. That is a draw. If that hits 0, account cooked. I feel so, like, this feels like a dream. Like, I just don't care. Yeah, that's why it's just, I don't know. That's one of those things where the sooner people can learn to talk in Eastern, the better. I know. Even if, well, I don't live in Eastern time. That's just the way the market works. In an interconnected world, talk in Eastern time. This is just garbage. What am I? Okay. Thank goodness I was not a dent and did not try to do any of this in my pro account today. Good grief. And I am account roasted. There we go. All right. Well, I got one more account per the rule. If you go back up, just drop at this point. Just drop. Don't even think about turning it around. Okay. At least it went down some more. If for a second I thought it may still turn around, but man. For all of you concerned, I appreciate your concern. I have already mapped out the plan. I have one more account left. That was account number 2 roasted. All of these have been tested. My pro account is up here. I'm not, and if I did anything smart today, it was not touching the pro account. Told you it was reject. Okay. Bit culture is one of those guys, huh? Bit culture, talk to us. Talk to us. What's going on in your life where you feel the need to run around the internet telling people I told you so? Like, are you at a dead-end job? I don't know. What's your story? Let's talk through this. What has led you into life to turn yourself into running around the internet being an I told you so guy? Yeah, my bad. Well, just don't say. I'll tell you right now that it's not a good look. Nobody, well, I don't know. Well, let me put it this way. Give me a 5 if you find I told you so people highly obnoxious. I'll start things off. Just in general. Not necessarily in trade, but just in general. I told you so. Does anybody find those people just obnoxious in real life? Or just in life? So that's what I mean. Like, don't be an I told you so person. Life lesson. I tried to tell you that I told you so, people. Yeah. All right, well, I'll go get another one fired up, and this will be my last one. Per the rules, I got to be done with NQ now. Oh yeah. So today's weird because usually I would always use Martin Luther King Day to do the first round of my taxes because I have to do a bunch of stuff with like my real estate stuff. Because I have to have certain payments mailed out to people by the end of this month. Anybody that's paid interest, blah blah blah. So usually I'd have all morning, all day to kind of do this, but now it's in a weird spot. Now I'm gonna have to, at this rate, be very irritated and annoyed, and then I got to do tax stuff later today. So today is just not taking shape at all to be. But I do enjoy you all. It's fun. It's like by the time Monday gets here, I'm like, all right, man. It's been a couple of days since I've seen the baboons. I miss the baboons. So, but yes, that's what I have to look forward to after all this. Is there we go. All right. Final account I'm allowed to trade on the day. Because as an FY, the nice thing about prop accounts is this. And this is how I view them. So let's just say this for you trading. The way I look at it is each account is a trade itself. So think about a trade. A part of a trade is you're going to have a stop loss, or you should. And that stop loss is going to have a monetary value associated with it. So if you're wrong, so for example, if you're in a stock and you risk, if you have 100 shares and you risk, $2 per share, well, that'll be a $200 loss if you're wrong. So $200 would be the risk on that particular trade. Now, that's how I view prop accounts, is each account is actually a trade. So in other words, what is your risk per trade? Well, whatever you spent to buy the account. So for a 50K, ultimately the risk is $102 because that's what would come out of your pocket. Sure, you could go and lose $2,000 within the account itself, but is that what's actually coming out of your pocket? No. The consequence of losing $2,000 is that you lose the account, meaning you lose whatever you spent on the account, which in this situation would be $102. So in all actuality, that is how I view prop firm trading. Each account is a trade itself, and the whole goal is to try to get as much out of that account as possible before you have a losing trade, aka before you roast the account. So right now, really, why I'm viewing this is I've had 2 losing trades today. So 2 losing trades, annoying. It is what it is. I'll be okay. But that is no. I literally my timing is atrocious today. Absolutely atrocious. Look at the 5-minute. This is such a, I can't express how glad and thankful I am that I did not touch the pro account today. Because clearly, as you've all witnessed, I don't have it today. What is it? Timing. I cannot time the market at all today. Man. So, yeah, good. You gave yourself the reward. I caught that pullback. Well, to anybody that are making money from these things, congratulations. You are clearly reading the market way better than I am today. This dude's been trading for years, but yeah, he's still pretty bad still. I'm trying, Wicked Chicks. I'm open for suggestions. Are you willing to give some trade plans here? Wicked Ticks, can you give some trade plans ahead of time? Entry point, stop loss, and target? This is good, though. I appreciate Wicked Trades, or Wicked Ticks. He's way better than the guys that show up, man, this dude's always green. This dude's always green. So that's what I mean by one of the life lessons that I heard, and you could apply this anywhere in life. The best way to please nobody is to try to please everybody. Because even in this, we have a perfect example. We have Wicked Ticks saying that man, this guy's been trading for years and he's bad. Then we have other people who are like, man, this dude's always green. Remember last week, Ant Scalping or whatever? He didn't think any of this was real. Because he's like, man, you're always green. I don't think any of this is real. So we have one dude thinking that like none of this is real because I'm always green. And then we have Wicked Ticks who's just saying, man, you're a terrible, or he didn't say terrible. He said, man, he's a pretty bad trader. So it's just like, there's just everybody, It's like over the years, I've been accused of being a good trader, a terrible trader, not even trading, having it all be demo results. Like I have every accusation thrown at me. Like you literally cannot please everybody. But that's actually kind of funny. That makes me feel good. Okay, finally, somebody not saying I'm always green. Somebody just saying you're terrible. Cash accounts can't be resetted by most funds. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Clay, I just blew my new pro-funded account with you. It doesn't let me reset. Well, who are you with? 686. Are you with Take Profit Trader? That's true. Yeah, we just need to get the shorting gang. Find ourselves some good 000 stocks. That sounds like you made a good move there, self-made project. Don't think you'd be on today. I just logged out. Was down 400. Now I'm green. Well, you're having a way better day than I am. I think this looks like a good long right here. A break of 330, but I'm also have no read on the market, so I don't know if I can trust that or not. It looks like it might be a good area to buy with the target of VWAP up there, but I don't know. So yes, back to what I was talking about. So with the way that I look at okay, 686. Do not reset. Have you already reset this pro account before 686? Have you reset this pro account already with Take Profit Trader? Oh man, bro, I'm glad the pro account worked out for you. The 320 needs to be taken with volume. Hey, Jaboni, good to see you. Future trading through a prop firm is... Okay, Don is trying to rage bait. I recognize that name. He's just trying to rage. Fair. Good try, Don, but I got you. Just came across you and subscribed. You're an OG. Man, that's crazy. You know me from way back when, yet you just found out? You just stumbled. Man, come on, YouTube algorithm. I know you're just baiting. I know. I caught your brother. No, I just went pro today. Okay. Do not reset the pro account. I repeat, do not reset the pro account. You could go and buy 5 or 6 more test accounts for the cost of 1 pro reset. This is why 618 around here, I'm a little shocked you haven't heard about it. We advocate the racehorse model. So you cannot have to be tempted with messing up the numbers by resetting a pro account. So use those funds that you're thinking about resetting a pro account with, and you could go buy 5 tests. Get some of those passed. Let's say of the 5 you buy, you get 2 of those passed. Well, guess what? Now you have 2 pro accounts as opposed to just 1. And I'm assuming you only passed 2 of the 5. All right, I'm going to go for a buy here, I think. Let's get some MNQs. I smashed the like button and it feels good. Thank you, JT Moon. I appreciate that. All right, do we get the breakout? You're in long 330. If Nathan's long, don't I have to take that trade? I think I have to. He's a good trader. No, don't leave me behind. Okay. Partial fill. No. How am I up that much on 1? Oh, I'm on NQs. I am on NQs, folks. I'm panicking. All right, let's just go with 1. I already broke. Okay, I was only supposed to do MNQs. I forgot to switch over. No. Oh my, if this thing comes back down, I might just be totally done for the day. This will just be the nail in the coffin that I cannot trade myself out of a wet paper sack today. I do individual accounts right now. I do not copy trade. Don't worry, bro. This will definitely break out. All right, now this thing is definitely going to tank. Whenever we have the clowns that show up and say something is definitely going to happen. Okay, here we go. About to get dumped on. When people that are in anime show up and start to make bold claims, you know they're probably like 13 years old. They're eating mom's meatloaf right now. And they're like, because, I don't know, they're trying to be, they just make the bold claims. At least I think that's anime. Told you, this will definitely break out. Here comes a pullback. Like clockwork. My own fault. Look at this. I'm going on the paper, but I'll still listen. Sounds good, Jennifer. You're on tilt? Yeah, with what the what? Okay, I what? What was that? It just cooked my what? Dude. Dude. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. I forgot I was on NQs, and that was only one NQ. What was that? What? What is this? I had 5? Stop. I had 5? What? Oh. I thought I got a partial. Gotta be careful there, Clay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, one more. Okay, watch. I'm going to MNQ right now. I know I cut a deal earlier, but the whole time I thought I was on MNQ. Okay? That was a mistake okay. All of you that are going to crawl out of the woodwork and start to armchair quarter. In fact, Sokol is such a dent anyways. He's going in timeout. Yes. Yeah, I'm aware that was a mistake. I get it. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. I got that part. I got that part. Yes, there's no need to crawl out of the woodwork and give me your hindsight. But in all seriousness, how funny is that? The breakout is definitely going to happen. And then it snaps down. I should have known. An anime 13-year-old dude living in their mom's basement eating meatloaf shows up and says it's definitely going to break out. Why did I not just go all in short there? I should have known, because whenever a dent like that shows up, you know it's going to do the opposite. You know. Pastry, that's so true. That was definitely your sign to go short. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, I'm doing one more, but this is for real. I am on NQ. Let's get that over to NQ, or I'm MNQ. MNQ. Dude, this is stupid. So how'd the live stream go today, honey? Yeah, next topic. Next topic. All I can say is, in one regard, I feel like an absolute genius today. All this damage, yet none of it to my pro account. That's good. That's good. And I just log. Okay, that's. All right. Let's see. All right, MNQs only allowed to do these now. This is all Jennifer's break for a vape break. Hey, Ask a Guy. Good to see you. Live stream went great. Accounts. I don't know if this live stream's going. Some of you are just weirdos. Good grief. I make one mistake and yet try to broadcast it to the world. Domsky trades. Something that's been here before. Goodness. Some people are just, they're just weird. No, it's not even funny. Too up bar, but the market looks too weak for a long. I don't trust this anymore. All right, Domsky is just, I don't even know what this guy went weirdo. We'll give him a timeout. Freaking, what in the world? That was wild, though. That makes a little bit more sense because I thought I had one the whole time. I'm like, wait, how did that move just take me out? But I had 5. Okay. That makes more sense. It's an excellent business decision, nor resetting the pro account. Yeah. I mean, the racehorse model makes a lot of sense when you just look at the math and the psychology of it all. Short at 310. If it comes back down, my dog very helpful. Reminds me when it's time to begin cooking dinner. Where are you located, Fractal? Clay, once you pass the test, yes, George, if you use code Clay, that is part of using code Clay. Time to fire up the smoker for some therapy. Yeah. It's kind of weird, though, because it smells so good. And if it's like a 12-hour smoke, I mean, man, that's like 12 hours of torture. But again, I guess if you know it's coming, then maybe that helps. Waiting for a retest at 280. Oh, the F. Oh, brother. Here we go. The FEG. I'm in Cyprus. Ah, gotcha. That would make sense how it might be closer to dinner time. Oh, okay, I gotcha. No, I'm okay. Yeah, right now, Chop City. Yeah. I mean, to be again, don't take my word for it, but you got like an ascending triangle here. The ORB strategy never works consistently. Depends how you define works. ORB does not work. My definition of work is consistently over time. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Trading does not need to be rocket science, but it is going to be it's going to need to be more involved than the orb strategy. Now, if you use an orb strategy to build upon, so the orb as a foundation, that's totally different. But let me rain on your parade out of love. If you think trading is easy as the 15-minute orb, okay? So let's wait 15 minutes. Let's get our high. Let's get our low. And then let's go long if it breaks or short when if you think that is all that trading takes, no. Again, I'm not saying that cannot work from time to time. But if you're thinking you're going to have like a consistent strategy just doing that, man, I wish trading were that easy. It would be nice. So About to Hail Mary an Apex eval. Well, yeah. Funding ticks, shutting down. Bad. George, stop being a dent. Is funding ticks shutting down? Where did you see that? Oh, yeah, I just went to their page. Their trader isn't. No. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was kind of the writing was on the wall when they did that rule change. But George, the reason why I call you a dent, that claim still stands. They are not the first prop firm that has gone under. They go under. That is why the business model and track record matters quite a bit. Like with Take Profit Trader, I know some people are like, well, they'll eventually make you go live. From a business sustainability standpoint, that is good because that shows you that eventually they can make money from traders in the live markets. So it's little things like that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is wrong, but like Funded Next, aren't they based out of like Saudi Arabia or something too? Where's Funded Next based out of? They're out of over in the Middle East too, aren't they? Again, this might be bad, but I'm starting to wonder: is this like a red flag? Like when they're coming from? Yeah, they're in the UAE. So again, I have no inside information on Funded Next futures, but yeah, no thanks. UAE, yeah. Again, that maybe I'm really wrong. Funded Next is welcome to prove me wrong, but right there is one of those things. Is let's just first start off. What country are you based out of? Now, let me be very clear. Just because maybe somebody's based out of America doesn't mean that it's okay. But I don't know. You're based out of one of those other countries. Infectious, we know you're okay. Infectious is just, I don't know where people like that show up, but just a total dent. We'll put him in timeout. If he comes back, then maybe he'll change his ways. But as we've learned, people that are truly here to troll, once they're in timeout, they just gone. And they either don't come back or they come back and keep behaving the same way, which is where I've learned. All right, now they're officially a troll. But if they come back like, okay, fair enough, maybe I was being a little obnoxious, and they change their ways, then cool, no problem. Wait. I thought, oh, did you get back in Big Tick Energy? But yeah, on Take Profit Trader, this is what I really like about their model is that Pro Plus is live, meaning the traders that are out there in beast mode in it. What was a couple months ago? Some dude made like $100,000 in a day on a live account, so they get 10% of that. No, it was $1 million. I take that back. Wasn't it $1 million? Some dude made like $1 million in like a day or something. It was wild on one of those crazy days, and they got 10% of that. So that was $100,000 of profit to the firm from not from failed accounts, not from anything like that, from literally the market. So it's stuff like that I like to see from a business model standpoint. Or if people are going to show, like even Lucid, to give credit to, Lucid shoves you live. Let's just take a quick look at these real quick. So you got to like Lucid's model because I know they force people. I think Apex, I don't know how Apex does it. But they've been, the reason why Apex, they're on here, I feel comfortable is they've just been around forever. And they have, hundreds of millions of dollars in payouts. Tradeify, I think, pushes people live. So anyways. But yes, I use Take Profit Trader. They are who I use, who I recommend. But gold's going for the breakout, maybe. Uh-oh, again. See? That's tricky stuff. If you bought that breakout, I don't blame you one bit. Welcome to the tricky nature of today. I was very highly thinking of buying that breakout. I'm glad I didn't, and but that hurts for the confidence. That was a mental confidence one for me. And in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, this looks good for a long. So yes. Wait, so you got that one wrong too, Clay? You probably should have just not disclosed that. But hey, why not? So yes, that would have been another losing trade. If I'm being honest, which I am, I was thinking in my mind, okay, yeah, I'd probably take this long. Let's see how this one work out. And to see, so in one ways, I'm glad I didn't take the trade because I actually didn't have a losing trade. But in other ways, okay, well, that didn't help with the confidence. In fact, that has destroyed my confidence that much more. Just look for a new high. Okay, hey, Samuel, right now you're doing a whole lot of armchair quarterback trading. So let's do this, Samuel. If you could give us 3 numbers, it would be helpful. Could you give us an entry point as a number, a stop loss as a number, and a target as a number? If you can give us those 3 numbers, then we'll be able to kind of have a better insight into your mind. But right now, you're just kind of talking. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, just words and talking is not practical enough. The world of trading requires numbers. No stop loss necessary if you never lose. Yeah, that's true. If you're the greatest, if you are a savant and can see the future, then I guess you don't need it. There we go. Look at Fall's image right there. I can appreciate that. So entry 285. Okay, so they're looking for 285. Basically looking to buy the bottom of this former candle right here. So we have the breakout. We have the back test of it right there. And then their stop loss is 50 points lower. Oh, you're target price 100 points. Okay, so you're a sway trader. Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying if your target is 100 points higher, then you are. Yeah, I suppose it could happen, but the market does again close at 1 p.m. Eastern. So I suppose you still do have a few hours for that to happen. But yeah, we are 2 very different traders. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong, but yeah, when you have 50-point stops and 100-point targets, I mean, you're basically saying, hey, I'm willing to hold for the next 3 hours if I have to. That's, for me, that sounds like misery. I don't want to hold for something for 3 hours. Sure, entry, 300. There. Okay, we have another sway trader. Oh, no. Okay, stop. 280. Okay. So entry 300. Okay, so he's, okay, looking to look. So that's why it's helpful. Okay, so they're looking to buy basically the 50-period moving average. You have a low right there. Stop loss is down here. So, whoa. Got a little spicy there. Okay, in. Let's see if we can get a break up through the yellow line now. I did do, okay. I am on MNQs. Thank goodness. Going to look to add some more up there. So I will add to a winner. But with the track record today, this probably just suckered me in. There's probably not going to be any sort of genuine follow through. I'm trying to, okay. Look at the volume coming in, some movement. But, well, lads, how the day's treating. It's not treating me very well at all. It has been a rough one for me, but all right, at this point, I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, that was more so if this one candle here was really going to wake up, but it's looking like it's not really waking up. So I'll cancel that part out. Yeah, that's what I mean, Samuel. When you gave me your entry point of 300, I see what you're seeing. The moving average, we have these lows where it's bounced before. But unfortunately, I don't think you got filled right here, did you? What was the low of this candle? I don't think you got filled. Because you said with 300. Yeah, 300.75. So, bummer. Oh, so close, yet oh, so far away. Max, I'm not going to relive it, buddy. Just go back and watch. Grab your popcorn, man. The past is the past. Hey, good job, Brian. You are on a roll. Crazy. In a good way. Again, I'm long. Blue line is my entry. Dimitri's long here. You in a prop account now? Did you finally get the prop account open up, Dimitri? Let's see if we can get a break of that yellow line there. Then what do you trade? Are you trading futures with your own money, Dimitri? Please don't tell me you're trading futures with your own money, with your own cash. What? Zooks. As much as I love you, sometimes I swear you're like a young brother that I just want to beat over the face with a pillow. I have 5 MNQs. How am I YOLOing, you dented baboon? Yeah, but just MNQ. Oh my goodness. Dimitri, I don't understand some people. Okay, Dimitri. Some people just want to look at math and don't want to trust it. Okay. Well, I've tried to help Dimitri, so after he gets destroyed, I'll be able to sleep easy at night, being like, hey man, I tried to warn you. As if, well, I'm just doing MNQs, as if MNQs can still not completely bite you if you go on tilt, but I tried. Some people, you try, and it just doesn't work out. Then we got Zook saying I'm YOLOing with my whopping 5 MNQs. It's impossible. Yeah, that's true. You cannot lose money with MNQs. That's so true. You just can't do it. Put my first target up there. Poor Samuel. His entry was at 300, and this move down here went to 300.75. So, oh so close, yet oh so far away. All right, got the break. Can we get some follow through here? Come on, hit that first target. Hey, oh my goodness, is that a winning trade? What is this thing? What is this thing? What is this color down here? What is this color? Can somebody explain this color to me, please? I don't understand this. I think they call it green. I think that's this color. What is going on right now? Like, why is this going up? Usually this number is going down and it's red. Well, I don't know what's going on right now. Okay, trading pennies, let's calm down with the liquidity grabs, and I'm guessing you call it sweeps and blah, 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 blah. Let's just calm down with that lingo. It drives me insane. What? Okay, well, I'm about to get stopped out. At least it'll still be a winning trade, but... Well, Clay's always green. I know. That's going to be hilarious. I cannot wait for, like, what was that guy, Ant Scalping or whatever, to show up and be like, Typical. You're always green. We never see any red, Clay. I'm waiting for that would be the epitome of irony if that dude showed up and made that comment. Just trying to help. Okay, yeah, but you're not. That's the problem. Here's the thing. I understand everybody is trying to help. What do I mean by but you're not helping is everybody is saying something different. So a live streamer, myself, will never be right. Because somebody can always say, well, I told you so. I told you it was this or I told you it was that. Well, yeah, but somebody else was telling me something different. So yeah, that person's gone quiet. But all of a sudden you're saying, I try to help, I told you. It's like, well, yeah, but there are going to be other times where what you try to tell me is wrong, and then you go quiet, and then somebody else who was wrong the other time was trying to help, and they told me, and they're like, see, I try to help, I told you. It's like a live streamer can technically never be right, because there's always somebody saying something that they'll be able to come back and say, well, I was trying to help, but you didn't do that. It's like, well, yes. But yeah, when people show up using all the, well, it was a FVG, and then there's going to be, look, it's like, okay, you're armchair quarterbacking, hindsight trading, everything. Yes, we can all do that. We can all do that, folks. Yeah, exactly, Ty. There are certain sayings that people think absolve them. Oh, I'm just trying to help. Okay, yeah, okay. How do you deal with red days? By trying to keep them minimal, which is, well, I don't know. How are you defining a red day? So like in a prop firm space, so for example, I come from the world of, I remember, and if you watch my live trade videos, you could see me, I don't know, on Tesla, pick up 500 shares, risk $1 per share. Okay, that's a $500 loss on one trade is what I'm risking. But I mean, in theory, with a prop firm, and the way, as I explained earlier, if I look at each account as a trade, and then the stop loss, meaning how much you could lose, is just the amount of the account, technically speaking, like a red day could be, oh man, I just blew 5 accounts. Okay, well, you blew 5 50K accounts. So at 100, just to keep the math easy, at $100 a piece, okay, you had a $500 red day. Like, okay, $500 red day, it is what it is. And that's with 5 roasted accounts. That would take quite an effort to roast 5 accounts. So like a red day, what I'm trying to get at is, with prop firms these days, red days aren't really that big of a deal at all. Because like a red day, even if I roasted 3 accounts, okay, that's a $300 loss. Like $300 loss, I realize money doesn't grow on trees, but again, when you come from the world of routinely, risking potentially $500, even $1,000 on a single trade, that's not that big of a deal. All right, we're coming up on VWAP here. That is VWAP right here. I think if you're asking about that, that is VWAP. And I will look to get short here. If it wants to come back down. You're welcome. So yes, to answer the question, how do I deal with a red day? I don't know. I don't want to sound ungrateful for money, but like, again, worst case, let's say I roasted 5 accounts. That's $500, and that's nothing compared to the former days of how I used to have to trade. No, I left the room just because it was just like, I don't know. You would have heard me scream if I screamed. We have paper thin walls in this temporary housing. But looks like an inverse head and shoulders could possibly break. Maybe. All right. If this thing pops its head up over VWAP and comes back down, I'll adjust my entry up now. Again, bottom right-hand corner. Yes, things irritate me. Yeah, but Am I overemphasizing things? Am I exaggerating things a little bit? My answer to that is keep in mind the bottom right-hand corner. Yes, there are things I'm feeling a little bit better, but it was certainly annoying. That last account was annoying. But did I leave the room to go scream because I was that annoyed? No. Yeah, same to you, Samuel. Appreciate your trade plan. Sorry about how that one went. Oh, so close. I don't know. To be fair, maybe got in. Okay, here we go. Let's try a short here if it wants to come back down. Just got here. Clay, can you believe silver is... no. I don't know. I have no thoughts on silver. I just know it's been going crazy, but I don't follow silver enough to be like, man, I can't believe it's there. I'm not into precious metals, but... You had 80 pounds of silver, huh? What do you mean you had? Please don't tell me you sold it right before the big baboom. Hey, if you're enjoying in any way, shape, or form, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be great. I know it may not seem like a lot because it's just hitting a simple button, but it actually makes a big difference. So very, very, very easy way to help support the stream, help support the channel, is just to hit that like button. So if you don't mind doing that, like I said, it does help. Okay, never mind on this one. Man, that move right there, even that is such just a dirty move. Bought here, got the breakout, and then that move there is what stopped me out to then make the move up to there. Just little things like that are just dirty. Like not clean. Well, what do you mean, Clay, it was a not clean day? Not clean days are, stuff like this. Where you get the snap down and then it goes. Thank you, Sky Mountain, to nitpick because they nitpick. It's actually all caps, code Clay. Sold for $9. Dang. Well, it is what it is at this point. I cashed in on some silver. I got some crazy looks from the less fortunate. Very low volume today. Yes. The stock market is closed today, and friendly reminder, the futures market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern. So check your email from your prop. Oh my goodness, my email is filled with the emails from Take Profit Trader saying your account has been disabled, aka roasted. Oh my goodness. Very low volume. Again, Rajesh, I'm under the impression you had no idea that today is a holiday here in America and that the stock market is closed and that the futures market is closing early at 1 p.m. Eastern. That is the impression I'm under right now. Thanks. You are welcome. Yeah, America. Okay, here we go on the 5-minute. Right at the 200 period. So I'm going to try a short here. Maybe add to it. See if we can get some kind of rejection. Or is this thing going to just continue to V-shape up through all this stuff? I guess we'll see. Well, have to buy a new EVA. Well, blackout, as you're not alone if you're with your roasted account. Added some more. What is this nonsense? Look at this. Doesn't even care. Okay, never mind. It did care right there. That's actually got rejected right off it temporarily. It's all right. I can't totally play the victim card on that one. Never mind. Never mind. It did actually respect it already, so. So if this thing is just going to keep grinding, I gotta, I gotta put my line in the sand somewhere. Not looking so good for me. I did think I'd care a little bit more about that 200 period moving average, but apparently not. And out. We'll come back on a normal day. Can we please stop talking about FVGs? Just stop, please. Like, to anybody that has genuine experience and has been around a while, like, just stop, please. Please. For my mental health, stop talking about FVGs. Yes, the price action has been, for me, tricky. Some of you have crushed it, which, awesome. But yeah, for me, it's been very tricky. I'm done, just got 800. Wow. I want to be like you when I grew up. You just got done with making $800 on what's been a very tricky day. And it's not the best day. I've only made $800, man. I want to be like you when I grew up. I only made peasant money today. Only $800. Not that good. I feel like such a peasant. Hey, Clay, why you tried to get the retrace and not the move itself? Why you try to get the retrace and not the... Well, Mazer, because you're asking this question with hindsight confirmation bias. I'm literally doing the opposite of you, and I've already made so much... Well, yeah, congrats. That's what I mean. Good job. Yes, today would be a day where if you did the opposite of me, you'd be doing pretty well. Look at this. Yeah, wow. My goal is 4,400. Yeah, like I said, I want to be like you when I grow up. Oh, man. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. What did people do this weekend? Anything exciting? Well, I just roasted 2 back to back. Yeah, today is a roast worthy day. Ooh, ice fishing. That sounds fun. Where's up north for you? Found out I have a leak in... Oh, that's not a fun thing to do. Mom. Oh. Oh, Matt. Wow. Yeah, hopefully that goes all okay, but 80, good for her. On Canadian border. Minnesota, don't you know? Hey, good morning, Bald Eagle. Cody Gear, ouch. Oh, in regards to the leg break, I would assume. I might try it one more time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going long here. To be fair, yeah, I mean, it's already grinded up this high. I guess why not grind that much more? But, I mean, this is just kind of wild. Look at this. Last red candle was all the way back here. 10:56. Yeah, so almost 30 minutes now with no red candles. Yes, this is a Take Profit Trader account I'm trading on. Gonna try a short there. Never mind. If this wants to push up and then come back down, I'll look for a short. Again, market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern today. So if you're with a prop account, make sure you understand your rules. Don't want to get stuck in a trade when when you're supposed to be out by close. Closes early. I don't know. Do I just get long here? I should probably just get long. I want to get short. No. Oh, by the way, I had this. I'm just here out of charity because look at this. Your email ID has been selected for a donation of $5.7 million. So contact me for more information. So yeah, after this, I need to contact this person. So that's why I don't mind roasting the accounts because I got 5.7 million coming my way. So, it's not that big of a deal. I got, like I said, 5.7 million coming my way. So this is what Take Profit. 12 p.m. Central, which would be 1 p.m. Eastern. Then the market will open back up at 6 p.m. Eastern. So there we go. 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm going long. Yeah, where's your stop at? Your records, where's your stop? This has been pure entertainment. Yeah. Good, I'm glad it's entertainment. False image. Sounds like you have the Holy Grail. Come back from now on and just always do the opposite what I've been doing. Sounds like you're going to make a lot of money. I want 5 points. Sorry, Keith. It was my email that was selected. Long 390. Thank you. I appreciate that. No armchair. Oh, okay, waiting for it to come all the way up there. Roger that. Brian, bad move. I don't know what that means. Clay, in a 50K test account, I can't make over, no, 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. Yeah, yep, exactly. 1,500 on the 50K. It looks like you missed some good moves. Something like that. Good job, Bald Eagle. I'm glad they worked for you. Because I haven't had a whole lot that's worked for me this morning. Yeah, I never got really a setup that I liked up here for a short. I was thinking short, but nothing here. I guess in hindsight, maybe that would have given me something, but I'm also have hindsight confirmation bias at this point because given I know this happens, it's very easy to try to justify in my mind how I would have gotten short here. But that's all been corrupted because I see this happening right here. So I don't know if I would have actually gotten short there or not. The trend just changed. Wow. You can tell that this is a trend change already? That's impressive. You're going to make a lot of money if you can tell that this whole trend has changed by a couple candles. I mean, in my mind, I'm just still questioning if this is just maybe just a pullback. But hey, if you know this is a full-blown reversal, you're gonna just remember me. I want to ride in one of your private jets someday, Zooks. I called my play out and I'm just about to exit. Did you? Let's see. Sorry. I mean, I don't mean to nitpick, but you never gave a stop loss. So, invalid trade. For all we know, you might have gotten stopped out before it made the move. That's why stop loss is actually a very important number. I don't know, but for example, maybe you got short right here and your stop loss is right there. So right there would have stopped you out and then it made the move. That's why trade plans around here to be totally valid and credible need 3 numbers. An entry point and a target. No. We need to know your stop loss. I said in 380 out. So stop loss would have done nada. Okay. You seem to have missed the point that I was trying to get there. All right, we are now down at VWAP here. Trying to get long here. I am long now. Got into the top by luck. I mean, I'd be happy to explain again, but I don't know. Are you actually here to listen or are you just, again, some people, they're not really here to I do appreciate you saying you just got in by luck. That's fair enough. I will applaud that self-awareness. This is stupid. Like, what? Again, buying the VWAP here at the 21 EMA. I didn't think that was that crazy. I thought it would care at least a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, for all of you here that are just like giving me all this advice, in a weird way, this is the best thing that could happen because the running joke around here is, dude, Clay, you're always green. Hey, Clay, you're always green. Last week, I got accused of being a scammer because I'm always green. So I realize if you've never been here before, it's a clown fiesta. Fine. But I appreciate people just trying to help, but I'm good. But I will look forward to moving forward, man, dude, you're always green claims. I can now refer them to 119. Oh, yeah? Go watch 119's live stream. You'll see I am human. Yes, again, in the live streaming world, somebody will always be right, right? Somebody's always saying something, and then somebody else is saying the exact opposite. So one of those things will happen. That means that somebody will be able to tell me, see, I told you so. Like, somebody will always be able to tell me, I told you so. Last week, I'm pretty sure you took a loss like the dude bleeds. Calm down, chatties. Yeah. Yes, and then some people don't. Yeah, I'm glad you pick up on the sarcasm. But no, it's true. Like today, it's in a weird way. I'm glad it happened. So when the whatever people like, well, Clay, I think this might be all a scam because you're like always green, dude. It's like, huh? No, not always. 119. Again, the importance of a stop is this. Let's say, and I'm just making this up. Let's say you told us your entry was here, and your target was here, and then your stop was right here. Well, you could say, like, that would have been a losing trade. Sure, you were right because it did roll over, but if it stopped you out, because it would have stopped you out right there, well, then, yeah, that wasn't a winning trade. But when you leave out your stop, you can't account for, like, these little cheap shop type moves. So does that make sense? That is why a stop loss is so important. Because even here, what was it? Early, I had a trade. Was it here? I think I had a long. This movement here stopped me out, and then boom, there it went. There it went. All right, I'm out. I literally cannot do anything right today. I've had that trendline break was great. Except that movement right. Even my winning trades are jokes, right? Who remembers this one? Got in here, was looking great. I started to trail the stop. This move down took me out, kicked me out of the trade. Again, still a green trade. And then that movement happened. Okay, once again, just some idiot. That's not my... Whether or not your stop would have been hit is not the point. The point is, that is why around here, you need to have given us a stop loss up front. That is the point. Not whether or not that where your stop loss would have been, but that is the importance of why, if you're going to give us a trade plan ahead of time, a stop loss is important. Exactly, Cam. Day trades didn't even fight. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. There was zero, and not only that, and then it bounces back up. Like I am quite literally. Good grief. I should probably stop. Hopefully there's not nobody new people, because I get it. Like new people are like, this guy has no idea how to trade. I hear you. You're right. Today I have no idea what I'm doing. Literally. Do you still no options day trading is garbage. Mathematically provable. Options day trading is garbage. Again, just some idiot. I'll accept. Okay, fine, that's true. But also, can you understand where I'm coming from, where this is the internet and people just say stuff? Like, you just saying, well, I would have been okay. I would have made a profit. I mean, okay, fine. Maybe, but like, do you understand why some of us might be skeptical? That's all I'm saying is, this is the internet where people can just like say stuff. So that's why, but if you have your trade plan all mapped out up front, it's just better that way. Okay, Zooks is going to timeout. He is just pure blown obnoxiousness today. I don't know what happened to Zooks today, but we'll give him 30 minutes. I mean, I know Zooks is 19, but I don't think I was that much of a baboon at age 19. I think I picked up on some social cues, maybe not. Any swing traders? Yeah, I mean, around here, we just do a lot of day trading. No swing trades here. Yeah. Volume profile done pretty well today. I'm trying to rack my brain. Not the first red day I've had it on a live stream. Not the first time I've roasted an account on the live stream. But I think I've managed pretty well on all the other holiday trading. Something about today just really got me. No, you're fine, just some idiot. I'm just saying, it sounds like we understand each other. Unless somebody gives us three numbers around here, that's not actually like, it's hard to take anything serious unless it has those three numbers for the reasons disclosed. But yeah, it sounds like we're on the same page. Infection. All right, we'll see Infection if he shapes up or if he's going to go right back into just obnoxious mode. So we'll see. We'll see if the timeout woke him up, or if not, that's fine. We'll now know to ban. No, bro, I swear. Okay, so that's a leading indicator that he's about to go right back to trolling. So mods, it might become open season on Infection. We'll see. We'll see. I'm seeing some zone in 25-310. Roger that. Oh, man. What a day. Was up 2,500, then back down. Blew my new... Oh, man, Compton. I'd like to try a breakout of the VWAP, but then I look over here on the 5-minute, and it's like, okay, is it going to break VWAP and then just get rejected at the 200 period? Or like this time, it's just not going to care about it and go straight through. I don't know. Okay, Infection. Somebody mentioned, are you in Cyprus? Is that true, Infection? Okay, so does that mean English is not your first language? I honestly don't know. What language do people in Cyprus speak? Cyprinese? Is that a language, Cyprinese? My language is Greek. Okay. Well, just so you know, in English, when you use the word definitely, it implies basically a guarantee. So say, like, for example, you should say, it's down 2% on the week. I think buyers are coming. Something like that. But the word definitely, it comes across as a guarantee. And when people speak as though there are guarantees, it's not a good look because in the market, there are no guarantees. But that makes sense. If your main English or your main language is Greek, then fair enough. I can understand how maybe you didn't know that about the word definitely. So yes. Like if you were to say it's definitely going to go back up, like we all now know you have no idea what you're doing because nobody knows that. Because definitely going up implies that like it's a guarantee it's going back up. But, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Oh, man. If it comes back down here, try for a short. How can I trade futures? What country are you in? I just checked the time. I could have sworn, I'm like, all right, it must be coming up on 4 hour stream. Man, we're at 2.5 hours. Waiting for that rejection zone on the bull size. Hey, Jellybean. All right, I'm going to try. All right, get short, everybody. I just went long. We know what that means. Come on. At least hit that first target. Thank you. All right, let's make sure this is a winning trade. We all know I need it. Okay. Good, they got that one hit. Okay, this will be a green trade. Now just trying to figure out how big of a green trade because I don't know how high up this thing will want to go. Come on, hit that next target. Are you serious? Come on. There we go. How did that one not fill me? That's... Come on. Thank you. These are my next targets. Come on. Hit that next one. A little bit more. A little bit more. Push. 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 Dude. Come on. Well, worst case, I'm making 10 points on these contracts. So that's good when a worst case is 10 points, but I'd like some more. Maybe get a little bit of a consolidation here. Rejection soon. Your best trade of the day. Good job, Cascade. That's right. Push. Do it. And come on. Come on. Bounce back up now. Again, this will be a winning trade. Worst case on these final contracts, making basically 10 points. But I'd like more, so I would love to see this thing to not stop me out. Again, this red line here is my stop. Blue line was my entry. Come on, give me one of those big old green grinds now. Give me a green grind. Sing to it. I am in no mood to sing. Today is beating me up. I'm in no mood to sing. Yeah, exactly, ask a guy. I love the broad statements. Rejection soon. What? Where? That's a great way to be able to say, I told you so, when you don't define where the rejection's coming. Very astute question, ask a guy. I was thinking the same thing. Clay, sing. No, I'm not singing. I got nothing. I got nothing in my vocal cords right now. Correct. That's exactly what they mean, Rob. Again, that is only during the test phase. Once you pass the test, that goes away. Come on. Come on. You've consolidated out now. That's fair enough. Nothing goes straight up. But let's see you recover up now. Clay, complain, trader. Yeah, I have complained quite a bit today. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like when I have red days and rough days, I do tend to complain. So yes. If you were able to have a very annoying and frustrating day, TC, whatever your name is, and not complain, I'm jealous of you, brother. I'm jealous. Teach me your ways. Yeah, I've looked at tick charts. $23.88. Okay, so you think this is going to go up to 23, or you think this thing's going up to 388 before it gets rejected? Am I understanding what you're saying there? About to get stopped. Maybe. I mean, I've been wrong a lot today. Maybe I'm wrong about this too. That would be a great area to be wrong in. Yeah, buffer entertainment. Okay. So PJ is just yapping a little bit. That's fine as long as you're disclosing that I'm just yapping. I'm just yapping. Oh, come on. Look at this. Please make me wrong. In a sad way, it's so sad that I'm wrong once again. But in this situation, I'm not going to complain about being wrong because at least it means I got another target hit. Come on, push back up. Like we got the little bull. So there's the bull flag. Got the breakout. Can we get some more push up now from the breakout? So it's broken, but will we get continuation of the little miniature bull flag? That is the question right now. Can we get continuation? This is an elusive adjustable wrench pattern. Close, close. Oh, hey, sadly, I was wrong again. Sadly, I was wrong again, but I'll take it. Now, worst case, making about 14 points. Come on. Come up here. Closing up shop. All right, have a good one. So yeah, worst case now in my next... I should throw out one more just in case there's some sort of random spike. I suppose you never know. There we go. Just in case, throw out another order up there. Not that I'm thinking it will spike, but hey, you know, be prepared. Better to be prepared than not prepared. That's so bad. So bad. I thought for sure I was going to get stopped out down here. Again, glad I was wrong, but I have like zero read on things today. Wild. There. That's so bad. Oh, that's so bad today. Okay, now worst case, I'm making about 24 points on these final three contracts. 24 points. Looks like the donut hole pattern. I don't know. Looks like something. Hey, if you're enjoying in any way, shape, or form, if you don't mind hitting that like button, it makes a big... Oh, that happened fast. All right, stopped out. Makes a big difference. So, if you're enjoying in any way, shape, or form, if you could hit that like button, I know it doesn't seem like it's doing a whole lot, but it is helping. How long have I been a trader? I don't know, a long time. And as an FYI, for all I know there's probably a lot of people that are like, this dude doesn't know how to trade. Here's the baked in thing that I'm not going to say proves that I know how to trade, but like it's kind of an indicator that I'm not just making, like this is all happening in a calculated context. I'm A, doing prop firms. B, none of this has been in a pro account. So I've been well aware. If anything, it sort of kind of proves that I know what I'm doing because I knew the threat of how today could be. And surprise, surprise, it turned out how the day could be. If you don't believe me, I'm not offended. If you think this is all hindsight critiquing, I'm not offended. Go back and watch the start. That's the beautiful thing about the live streams. You can hear what I was saying at the beginning. Oh, I'm sorry, FX Money. I wasn't saying that was necessarily about you. I'm just talking in general. But at the beginning, I had in fact, does anybody remember I had a conversation about a risk versus reward today and about should I use my pro account and then I weighed a risk versus reward scenario. Give me a 5. Was anybody here for that conversation? It was towards basically the start of the live stream. Does anybody remember that? About the risk versus reward situation today and whether or not I should use my pro account. Okay. So this is exactly what I mean. I'm glad that I did not do the pro account. I didn't think it was worth it. And in a weird way, I was right. So the one thing that I actually needed to be right about today, I was right about. Yeah, exactly, Ted. I made the right call. So, but that's what I mean. Like for some people that are like brand new, and I don't expect them, but like this is the intricacies of what prop firms allow you to do. And then just strictly from a business standpoint, I will say from a business standpoint, prop firms made a whole bunch of sense because I was able to live stream with very minimal risk to me. So I could still trade. I could still have skin in the game because this is all still real accounts in the sense of there's skin in the game, but I could do it in a very controlled business sense way. So, yes, it's been a rough day, but this is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning. You've got to acknowledge to yourself, when am I potentially going to step into a rough day for myself? And in the world of prop accounts, that is something you need to ask. So should I use my pro account today or should I stick in the test account? And I'm very, very glad I stuck in the test account. So, like I said, it sounds bizarre to say so, but there's actually some good quality education, not from necessarily a trading standpoint in the sense of timing the market, because I had terrible timing today. It was a very tricky day. But I've done a lot of good things in the sense of just how I've managed and navigated today based off of the choices, specifically what accounts did I choose to trade. What time do we close today? 1 p.m. Eastern. So I don't know if any of that makes sense. Oh, the life of a customer service. Just maybe you saw this. Some people, I don't know. People just don't read. I don't know. Do you think using prop firms causes you to overtrade, finding because of the freedom you're taking about, I tend to overtrade? Yeah, I mean, yeah. You can. Once more, that's why I always talk about prop firms this way. Prop firms are awesome because, let me put it this way. You can roast several accounts and then actually not have lost that much money. But on the flip side, you always want to make sure, okay, I just roasted. So some of you are like, oh man, I'm a terrible trader. I'm going to give up. I'm like, how many accounts have you roasted? They're like 8. I'm like, okay, that's nothing. Like, that's truly nothing. However, if you've roasted those 8 accounts and you've learned nothing, you laugh about it every time, then okay, that's where the red flag comes into play. Because there is that threat like, okay, maybe I'm being a little too loosey-goosey because there's actually not that much money at risk. But that's something that needs to be learned along the way. So yes, Frank, 100% agree that is a threat. But I think that threat is well worth all the upside of just how prop firms allow you to stay in the game longer and protect yourself against rough days. But yes, if you are just using prop accounts and you're laughing about every roasted one, you're not learning anything along the way, okay, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. But yes, if you've roasted 8 accounts, but you're learning and you're making progress, then don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up that hard, because 8 accounts within the grand scheme of things is basically nothing. Yeah. We had a rising wedge call out, to which I can agree with that. Whoops, falling asleep with an open position. All right, have a good one, Bald Eagle. All right, I really got to go pee, but yeah, I can do that. Okay, let's do this. No. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got to go. Come on, boy. Suck it up, brother. All right, hopefully I come back and it's really collapsed. I got to go. How much money am I up? Oh. Oh. All right, Rising Wedge, do your thing. Oh, okay, let's see if this Rising Wedge wants to deliver. Who is this guy with the beard? I don't know. Today I am. Yes, that is what I have to get figured out. My 1098s for the people that have paid interest to me. Yep. They're all right. I got some software. What? Easy File, Easy Tax. I can't remember what it's called. I am short. I'm trying to see if this pattern will play out here for me. Market closed in about an hour and 5 minutes, huh? Yeah, I do mine. Blue plate, I do, yeah. Yeah, for all you mods here, just keep an eye on keep an eye. Why would I share that? I've made 0 claims about my quality of a trader. My only claim on this entire stream is Pam's plant is the best way to day trade. That is my only claim. As I've said from the get-go, if you follow any live streamer, just blindly follow him. You are a baboon. You are a lazy sheep. Do you sell the properties or just... I have a variety of different things I have going on. Where do you see the trading market times? Oh, I was emailed by my prop firm. Come on. Come down. That's my first target. Come on, Rising Wedge. Don't let me down, brother. Yeah, I live with my parents, yep. Ma! Meatloaf! I'm a 42-year-old with 6 kids and a wife, and I live in my mom's basement. What do you think about that, Blue Plate? Yeah? Oh. Hey, Cat. Cat. Hey, Cat. Am I trading MNQ on... How are you trading? I don't know. I'm trying to fall or Rising Wedge right now. I'm trying to trade profitably. He's probably trading a replay. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, Blue Plate. You got me, dude. You busted. Before trading, I was private wealth attorney, at least in my practice. Yeah, real estate is nuts. There's so much stuff you can do for sure. Better close that if it touches green. I have a stop up there, you dents. Good grief. Good grief. Again, this is one of these things where I don't agree with it, but I do understand while other live streamers, like you never actually know if they're in a trade or not. I do understand. Again, I don't. You can see when I'm in a trade and all that sort of stuff. But I do, let me put it this way. It's not because somebody is necessarily a scammer that they're not showing their trades live. It's because the armchair quarterbacks that come out can drive somebody insane. I only trade prop accounts. I understand math. Why would I ever risk my own money? Yes, I'm live every day. You were before. Yes, that's, yeah. I've been trading a very long time, including way before prop firms and futures and micros were ever invented. So yes, I did used to trade my own funds, which is why I can say I'm very grateful to not have to be risking my own funds anymore. Man, this Rising Wedge is testing my patience. I really want to just hop out now, but I've waited this long, so you know what? Why not see if we can get more of a rollover here? But yeah, I could be taking a green trade, scalpy scalp, but hey. How do you add the blue line? I don't know. It's always done that for me. So I don't think I've had to add it. I assumed it was a default setting. Come on. I don't know. I'm almost wondering if I just want to make this a break-even trade at this point. Oh, who cares? Like, whatever. Whatever. If you seriously can't at least hit this first target now, then that just summarizes today. It just summarizes today's perfectly. If this thing comes here and then comes all the way and stops me out, like that'll just be the cherry on top of how today's been going. But I'll just stay disciplined and give this thing a chance to actually break down. Is SMH a good ETF? Why would you ask me that? You think I'm like trading, you think I'm like a scam or something because you think I'm trading a replay or something. So if you okay, fine. But walk me through the logic. Why would you ask a scammer their thoughts on something? Why would you do that, Blue Played? Like, how dented are you? Like, I'm dented. I am dented. I'm not denying that. But to ask somebody who you think is a scammer their thoughts on something, it seems to be very dented. What setting? I don't know. I don't know Vanessa Trades. I always thought that it just came that way as a default. I've watched it. It's hilarious. It's the Connell freeze. Yes. Who are Yodu? That's a good way of putting it. See, I knew it. Summarizes my day perfectly. Go ahead. Come up and stop me out now. You dirty rat. 1 p.m. Eastern is what I was told. But I don't know. I didn't say no one's scamming. So you did say that because that's a double negative. Son? Do I have to go into double negatives? Do I need to turn this into an English lesson? Think about it. I did not say no one's scamming. Okay, so therefore you said somebody was scamming. Yes, that's what I said. Okay, if I actually don't get stopped out of this, I will have to put the victim cards away because that came up as close as possible. But I still think it'll come up and stop me out. But today summarized right here, folks. Today summarized. Jeez. That's holiday trading for you right there. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate you trying to help out. I love, thanks. Hey, futures trader Mike, why don't you tell me that right here? Why don't you make that comment when it's here like, hey, Clay, you should just lock in the gains because it's probably going to go for the London high. Why'd you wait for it to come all the way up here before making that comment? You could have helped me out, brother. How many points is your, I don't know. I have no idea on the average because that's a day-by-day thing, so I don't know the average. Thank you for answering. What did I answer? I don't even remember what I answered. Oh, you asked about the close. Bailey Anderson, I told you. I don't know what you told me, but thank you for telling me whatever you told me. Thank you. How do I see if QQQ is up today? I love being called a scammer by somebody that then asks that. Oh goodness, welcome to just yeah. The worst feeling as if it drops as soon as... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it is a terrible feeling, but I've kind of... It's happened enough where it is what it is. Hey, good morning. I'm trolling. Now, I'm trolling. You do realize that the market closes in about 45 minutes. Are you aware of that fact? Hey, we are 6 likes away from 300. If there are at least just 6 of you that are finding this enjoyable in any way, shape, or form, if you don't mind hitting that like button, it does help. It does help. I don't know. I don't think so, Alex, but I don't know for sure. Thank you, Cody. Hey, 313. Thank you, everybody. Market closes in an hour and 45 minutes. That is just not true. That is just not true. Why did you say that? You're gonna get. That's why. No, it's not. It's not. That's why. For seriously, all kidding aside, it closes at 4 p.m. Okay, Blue played. I think has been here before. I think they're just trolling on purpose at this point. Thank you, Hammond. I appreciate that. Code Clay feeds hungry kids. But this is why, again, all kidding aside, you got to just stop letting other people think for themselves. I know I'm not perfect. I know I asked the chat some things, and then I'm constantly reminded when I get 48 different answers. Mark. But, I mean, that's a perfect example. Now, Elon SD is coming. I know there is zero malicious intent. They've been here before. They have never given any signs. They're not even close to being on the. Oh, I think they're a troll, right? I have my watch list of might be a troll, so I watch some people closer. They're not on that list. There's not a malicious bone in their body, as far as I can tell. So they're trying to help, but sometimes you can have the nice of motivations and lead people to the buzzsaw. So if people had taken that because they're not just checking their own emails, then you could be getting an account roasted by not following rules. So please, for everybody, you got to just check your emails. As basic as that seems, the amount of people that are here that have asked, hey, Clay, what time's the market closed? I could give you a wrong answer. Other people could give you a wrong answer. I'm trying to be helpful. I would not give you a wrong answer because I out of maliciousness. But like, you got to just check your own emails, people, as basic as it seems. Exactly what Cody's saying. And why I say is check your own emails is there's no universal rules. A lot of us here, most of us here, are trading with prop firms. Well, what prop firm? Each prop firm might have a little bit of a different rule on this topic. Hence, check your own email. Because I could say, hey, the market closes at 1 o'clock. Technically speaking, I'm talking about it from this email's perspective. From Take Profit Trader. But I don't know. It sounds like some prop firms are saying, no. You need to be out by 12:45 Eastern. Not mine though. Not Take Profit Trader. Mine's 1 p.m. Eastern. Others sound like 12:45 Eastern. Why are you so harsh right now? Because real money is involved. You dented baboon. People are spending money to buy these accounts. I prefer those people not lose their hard-earned money because they're too lazy to check their own email. That is why. I'm sorry for being too passionate about people not losing their own hard-earned money. Sorry, Balalutura. This is an adult's game. This isn't Candyland. If there is ever a place to be harsh, I hope people would understand. You know what? I appreciate this guy being harsh because he cares about me not losing my hard-earned money. He's on tilt right now. Okay, JT Moon is gone. Again, that has nothing to do with anything. I am not gone. I'll put you in timeout. We'll see if they come back. Well, I could be having the greatest day, and I think those of you that have been here long enough would know, even if I was having a great day, it would still drive me nuts. It is a pet peeve. Like, this is, I don't think sometimes people realize, like, there's like, sometimes thousands of dollars at play. Now, in the prop firm space, it's never really going to get that much because, again, risk controlled. But, like, people. No, it has nothing to do with me, whether or not I'm having a good or bad day. I could have a great day. Things like this drive me nuts. I know everybody says this, but I really do mean it. Like, I do want every single one of you to succeed. I really do. I probably should change it because the fact of the matter is, if I don't really care if anybody succeeds, then I see people like being lazy. It's like, who cares? Why get harsh about it? Like, who cares? But like, I do care. That's why it drives me nuts. What happened today, my man? 10K gone. What do you 10K gone? What are you talking about? Anyways, it's people's and individual responsibility. Yes, agreed. That's why I'm being harsh on them, to remind them that it's your responsibility. This is the problem, folks, with when you grow up not playing sports, okay? I tell you what, there's nothing better for somebody than to have somebody raise their voice at some point in your life to you. It helps. It'll remind you. So like this little guy, probably never played a sport in his life, no instruments, had nobody ever raised their voice to him. So somebody gets not compassionate, I guess passion. Well, I would argue I'm being compassionate by showing passion. But man, somebody shows a little passion. They're like, whoa, why are you being so harsh? It's like, because I raised my voice a little bit, I'm being harsh. So anyways, parents, put your kids in situations where somebody may raise their voice at them. Obviously not randomly. Like you don't, okay, can you go just start raising your voice to my kid for no reason? No. But if they do something stupid in a sport, that'd be qualified. If they play a wrong note with an instrument, that would be qualified. Again, please, I know this is not a parenting podcast, but I assure you, put yourself, that I will give my parents credit. I play lots of sports. So when somebody raises their voice at me, I'm like, oh, that's because they care. Because here's something that always stuck with me. My football coaches would always say, hey, the minute we stop yelling at you is the minute you better worry. Because that means we've given up on you. Why would we ever yell at you if we don't think you can accomplish what we're expecting out of you? So the minute we stop getting on your case, the minute we stop yelling at you is the minute you should worry. Because that means we've given up. So I apply that to all of you. If I don't get on your case about something, I mean, apparently I don't think you can do it. Well, I do have an idea, because apparently you think me raising my voice a little bit, you think that is harsh. So that tells me that you have never experienced anything like that. So yes, really, based on your behavior right now. Clay bought it invade Greenland. I don't know. I got to see the spreadsheet. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Okay, so blue played is chat needs to stop name. I see what you did there. I see the guy who called me a scammer already now saying that the chat needs to stop with the name calling. I got the comedic irony. As somebody that likes to use irony within my humor every now and then, I see what you did there. Well played. Well played. Does market open back up late? Yes, market opens back up at 6 p.m. Eastern. I never said I feel harsh. I just said you seem harsh on something which was fine. Right, no, but that's what I'm saying. The mere fact that you think that what I was doing was harsh instead of like loving, or this guy cares, or this guy is saying this because he wants people to succeed. That's what I meant. That's why I'm saying if you played sports, then there's a better attitude. You would have looked at it through that lens. Again, you just stop. You're continuing to prove my point. For anybody that has been here for any amount of time knows that I could be having a green day and I would still be, in your definition, harsh on people. I assure you it has nothing to do with if I'm green or red. It drives me nuts when people are putting their hard-earned money at risk and then they're depending on independent sources to tell them things like, well, what time does the market close? Shouldn't you maybe just do that on your own? Well, you called me. Oh, okay. Now this is the stuff that really does drive me nuts. Elaine, SD, I did not call you a troll. I said, you are not on my troll radar. I said, there is not a malicious bone in your body. That is why I'm saying I use it as an example. Somebody that is not a troll, that is well intended, could still give you wrong information, which is why, hence my point, do your own research on stuff like that. What about teaching with compassion? I found yelling to be a distraction. Again, if you think any of this is yelling, you would be proof that you definitely didn't play any sports growing up or play any instruments. Like, if you think that I've yelled at any point during this, goodness, please, once again, parents, let's get our kids in a situation where somebody, yeah. I see, well, even if you do call me a troll, yeah, I mean, it's possible, sure, but I'd like to err on the side of plausible. Like, sure, I could start calling every one of you a troll because, yeah, I guess it's possible you're a troll. But, like, if I don't have any plausible reason to say that, then I'm not going to just call somebody a troll. And my point was, you have given me not even any plausible reason to assume you're a troll. Why is this guy talking about all this stuff? What do you want me to do right now? The market's not doing a whole lot. That's not professional. Why are you trading then? This isn't. Okay, goodness. Okay, here we go. I've said this many times before. Why can anybody? Okay, put on your business cap. So with that little hint, can anybody take a guess of why I might be trading right now? Because as I've said over and over, in fact, as I end every live stream with this very brutal transparency bit, I say something about this being a business and, is there any reason why? Put on your business hat. Who was that guy? Bob Hill. This is such not a good look. Some people don't have a business bone in their body. It's insane. Oh my goodness. Some people don't have a business bone in their body. There you go, Cody. There you go. Why aren't my trading stocks anymore? Because day trading stocks it doesn't make any mathematical sense. If you are trading stocks, you're using your own capital, which means your own capital is at risk. You need actually a lot of capital because stocks aren't cheap, and stocks don't move nearly as good as futures. Balil, you just go on a hot streak of false accusation after false accusation after false accusation, and then you want my comments for a weekly levels. Some people are so hey man, this, and all those things were wrong. Hey, can you holy smokes. Okay, yeah. You do realize that, like, when you type something, I can go back and see what you've written, right? You were on my side. Okay, maybe that's on me then. Maybe I could have sworn you're the guy that was calling me harsh for just pointing out with some passion. Like, don't ask us what time does the market close. Check your email so you can get your prop firm definition. I thought that was you. Maybe I misread. Coaches raise her all the time in sports. Why raising your voice sometimes is so bad? People grow up. Your boss do it as well. Yes, yeah. It's just, again, I think sports, and if you played an instrument, like, that helps you differentiate. Just because somebody raises their voice doesn't mean that they don't like you. It doesn't mean that there's anything negative per se. In fact, it's a compliment. Again, I'll say it again because it's always stuck with me. Maybe it'll stick with you. My football coaches would always say, the minute we stop yelling at you, the minute we stop raising our voices to you, is the minute you should start to worry, because that means we have given up on you. Why would we waste our time with somebody expecting something from them that we don't think they can do, right? I don't yell at my 13-year-old daughter for not dunking a basketball, right? Why would I yell at my 13-year-old daughter for not being able to dunk a basketball? Who is, I don't know, 5'6", right? The mere fact I do get on people's cases, please take that as a compliment. It reveals that I do believe that you are able to accomplish what I'm getting on your case for. Clay, do you have a Lucid promo? I'd like to take it. Oh, I do. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Yes. Wow. I failed in this regard miserably. I haven't talked about this once, but yes. If you are enjoying the stream, here are the many ways you can help support it. Somebody just asked about Lucid. Do I have a code? And I do. Lucid code Clay. Now, I use, personally, I think Take Profit Trader is the king of the mountain, especially if you're a beginner due to their clean set of rules. But yes, thank you for asking. I do have a code with Lucid or any of these other ones. So if you are enjoying the stream, those are different ways that you can support it. So thank you for asking that instead of just assuming otherwise. Who was Cody, I think, asked? Yeah, thank you, Cody. The market is taking off. You know that it's a slow day when, again, I agree what they're saying, taking off, because there's like this green candle forming. But you know it's a slow day when taking off is defined by, I don't know, like a 14-point move. Oh, man, 14 points. Rocket ship. Agreed. I agree. It is, quote-unquote, taking off. That was a big green candle. But on days like today, big is defined as like 14 points. Don't they have... Yes, and intraday trailing is the most overrated thing. The only people that care about intraday trailing are greedy pigs. They're like, you know, I'm looking at $600 in gains, but no, I want $800 instead. Not to mention, the intraday trailing drawdown stops once you hit your buffer anyways. I think that is one of the more overrated points. Now, I agree. If you're a go big or go home, then yes, that can tend to get you. But if you're like, you know, I have no problem getting a little bit more aggressive with profit taking for a small amount of time, then it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Or, okay, I prefer not to get this aggressive moving my stop as it goes in my favor. But for the time being, yeah, I'll get a little bit more aggressive in moving my stop as it goes in my favor. Like, it's not that. What do I think about trading? I think Forex is garbage. I mean, day trading Forex is like watching paint dry. To be fair, yes, Forex can move, and it can move really, really crazy. But that's like, I don't know, maybe 5 times a year, because you need some like sort of worldwide economic event to trigger it. But yeah, for the most part, if you have access to futures move way better than Forex. Especially, well, you had already mentioned a prop firm, so. It's kind of a big deal. Again, futures trader Mike, did you even listen to what my answer? I swear, who said it right? Some people, they listen not to listen. They listen to respond. Like you clearly did not listen to anything what I said based on that. Do you do live all the time? No, usually I go live at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's kind of been the time slot that I've tried to fill. I do not day trade crypto. I think the best way to go about in the category of day trading is day trading futures through a prop firm, otherwise known as Pam's plant. We'll go through Pam's, or just, there we go. So this is why I believe day trading futures makes the most sense, but day trading futures through a prop firm for these reasons right here. So that is what we talk about around here, Pam's plant. I believe, again, in the category of day trading, I'm not talking about swing trading, I'm not talking about investing. In the category of day trading, Pam's plant, mathematically provable, undefeated argument. Nobody's been able to tell me how this is a bad idea in the category of day trading. Undefeated argument. Some have tried, and usually it ends up with the ad hominem fallacy, where they call me a scammer or start to attack me. And I'm like, okay, to illustrate that point, let's just assume I am a scammer. Okay. As far as argument, at that point, your position would be a scammer is giving a good idea. Because unless you attack the idea, it doesn't matter. Well, Clay, you're a scumbag, okay? Your current position would therefore be a scumbag is giving a good idea. That's a problem with the ad hominem fallacy. If you attack the person and not the idea, not the argument, well, then I'll just accept the premise. I will accept any negative thing you can say about me. Because all the position would then be is, again, a baboon sleazebag. Okay, fine. Then a baboon sleazebag is given a good idea. So yes, anybody that has tried, it always ends up with them like name calling me something. It's like, okay, well, you have not done anything as far as defeating the idea. So yes, that is my approach. That is my reason on why I think day trading futures in a prop firm is the best way to go about day trading. No, take profit trader. You can request, once you get to the payout territory, you can request daily payouts in any amount you want. So if you're making $1,500 a day, you can request $1,500 every day. Clay, I'm eating pasta for lunch. Nah, you got to fast. 1 meal a day, King Danny. No breakfast, no lunch. Hey, sorry I'm late. Oh, Lou. Lou, don't you think it would be probably smartest just to check your own email and see what they have to say? Because if you get a wrong answer here in terms of when the market closes, I mean, that could be a roasted account. Making money from streams and having business expenses. I think I think you're a little delayed in the stream. When you do taxes, do you get to the cost of blown account? Well, you're going to have to speak to your local tax professional about that, to which I am not. The only thing that I will say as far as taxes is tax reporting with the prop firm is very easy because all they do, they'll hand you one piece of paper, a 1099. That's it. That is one of the great things about the whole prop firm thing is you don't have to hand your accountant a wheelbarrow full of paperwork. It's like, here you go. Here's my one form, 1099. Now, if you're with multiple prop firms, I suppose you might have to give them multiple 1099 forms, but that's it. When you trade your own capital, it makes you take more caution and thought out days. Right, but prop firms, you have skin in the game too. So here's the flaw. I've heard the argument before. Well, when you trade your own capital, you're going to follow your rules better. You're going to follow your rules. Okay. But I just, even in that, is that what you're saying? I don't want to misrepresent your position. I think what you're saying is, Clay, if I have my own capital, I am going to be that much more careful with my rules. Is that what you're saying? Is that your position? Using my own capital, I will be that much more careful in following my rules. Anwa Ozo, is that your position? I don't want to misrepresent it. I think that's what you're saying, though. Okay, perfect. Here's my question. If you use your own capital, are you going to perfectly follow your rules? I agree. You will probably be more careful. You will care that much more about following your rules. But I don't think your claim is you're going to perfectly follow your rules. Right? You would take, okay. What I'm trying to get as, I don't think you're saying is, I don't think you're saying, hey, Clay, if you use your own capital, you will perfectly follow your rules. I don't think that's your claim. I think your claim is you will be incentivized more. And nobody's perfect. Okay, thank you. Nobody's perfect, so you would probably follow them all 100%. Okay, there we go. And that's my point. So let's now take a look at a situation where, per your own concession, which I appreciate the intellectual honesty, you're not going to be perfect. Okay, so let's just assume that a not perfect, so a bad day. How is a bad day being defined? A bad day is you go on tilt. You start breaking rules. You just have a bad day. Okay, so let's define one of these days as $4,500. Okay, so that is what we're talking about. $4,500 loss is associated with one of these days where you don't follow your own rules because it's just by definition a bad day. So let's look at the prop. So now here's the power of prop firms. The prop firm reduces consequences. So for Anawazo, who concedes, yeah, bad days happen. And they're using their own money. And a bad day is being defined for our hypothetical as $4,500. How much did they just lose How much did they lose of that? Well, they lost $4,500 of their own money because they're using their own capital, and a bad day is $4,500. Fine. That is their consequence. What about the person in a prop account? Well, a person in a prop account, let's say they bought 150K purchasing power, they pay $216. But again, per the premise, they lost $4,500. So right there, $4,500. Now they have violated the risk rule. They have lost more than you're allowed to. So what is the consequence for them? Well, the consequence for them is losing the account. Well, how much did they spend on the account? Well, they spent $216. So now we have two different, same trade, same bad day, same all that, but two different consequences. One consequence is literally losing $4,500 of their money. The other consequence is losing $216 of their own money. For me, prop firm, that's a no-brainer. Prop firms are a tool to reduce consequences. So yeah, I'll accept, yeah, maybe you are a little bit more serious, but you're not going to be perfect per your own concession. So right there, yeah, to me, you just made a very good argument by conceding the fact, which again, I appreciate. You're intellectually honest to concede. Well, even if I use my own capital, I mean, I'm not perfect. I have bad days. I break rules. Agreed. Again, appreciate the intellectual honesty. Yeah, so why don't you protect yourself against those bad days and reduce consequences? And that's what a prop firm, ultimately, I argue, that's the most powerful function. Don't get me wrong, the copy trading's great, the ROIs you can create are great, but ultimately the risk control, the risk management, how they protect yourself, how they reduce consequences, I think is where they shine and, are a shining star. That's a good explanation on the downside risk, but what about the upside limitations? I don't care about, there are no upside limitations. And at the end of the day, this is a risk management game. Making money has nothing to do with, trading has nothing to do with making money. Blind, drunk monkeys can make money. Trading has everything to do with holding on to the money, growing the money, aka managing risk. So, first off, there are no upside limitations, but even if I just concede there are upside limitations, I don't care because trading ultimately, as anybody with experience will tell you, I remember when I got started, I was making all kinds of money. Well, yes, because blind, drunk monkeys can make money. It has to do with managing risk. Is the same for a pro account. The rule is transfer into your pro accounts too. I put 5K into personal max leverage and try to run it up. There's London high sweep. Okay, did you make any money from it though, futures trader Mike? You're starting to really grind my nerves here. All you're doing is hindsight, armchair quarterbacking stuff. Did you map out a trade plan? If you did, I apologize. Did you map out a trade plan for any of this stuff? Or are you just talking? What are you talking about? You're not growing the money for your... Anawazo, you are so just, you don't understand. Okay. Both that same theory. You're growing the money for the prop firm. You're not growing the money for yourself or your family. What are you talking about? I don't think you understand how a prop firm works. Yeah. Yes, you are. You are in the pro account, you're giving 20% of your gains to the prop firm. In the pro plus, you're giving 10% of your gains. That means you're getting to grow your money 80% at a time or grow your money 90% of the time. So I reject your premise that you're not growing the money for yourself. That makes zero sense. Yeah, and did you take the trade? Today it is starting to... Oh. Yeah, it's just that's the problem. And I want to be fair, Alonzo, he's been intellectually honest. He's kept it professional. So I'm not going to, he's not going about this in a troll way. But yeah, all I would say is you seem to not understand how prop firms work because your points aren't making sense. I'll say this one more time. There is zero. I am not impressed by anybody that shows up and says, well, I said this, I told you so. Basically, I told you so. Like, because from my vantage point, everybody can always say that because the chat is filled with people saying everything differently. So there's always going to be a time where somebody can show up and say, see, I told you so. But there are other times where that same person actually said it wrong, and so they go quiet, but then somebody else that was wrong the previous time was actually right in this situation, so they get to say, I told you so. Like, it's just not a good look. It shows like a lack of, I don't know. Well, we already learned it's a lack of self-validation. One of our one of the mods, who I trust, has been around since the start. His daughter is like a psychoanalyst. And I asked him, I was like, could you ask your daughter, like, what drives people to want to play the I told you so game? Like, why do people do that? Why do people feel the need to do the I told you so thing? And then he's like, well, because they don't have the ability to self-validate. So if you feel the need to play the I told you so game, go do some research on self-validation. That's what you need. You need to learn how to self-validate. And I did some research and it makes perfect sense. All this talk, has anyone actually got a payout from any prop firm that's not a YouTuber? Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Like, I mean, if you were to join the private community I offer, oh, there he is sales pitching. What else do you want me to do? But if, yes, we have many members that are part of my private community, that are part of my mentorship program, that have gotten payouts. In fact, is Brian here still? Yeah, Brian, yes. Yes, Brian, so right here, Brian Ahmad. He has posted screenshot after screenshot after screenshot. And I just bring up the community because, like Brian, I'm not saying anybody here is lying, but again, to be fair, it is the internet where people can just say stuff in a chat room. So I'm not saying any of you are doing that per se, but again, to be intellectually honest about it, it is the internet. You could technically just be saying stuff. But Brian has shown many screenshots. I know. Will Clay, to be intellectually honest, technically Brian could be photoshopping those things. Okay, fine. But I've known Brian a long time. Like Brian is not going to be photoshopping stuff because he is constantly also showing the accounts he blows up. So, but yeah. So Brian, like, okay, how much green are you up? So this is the power of prop firms. So because I know some of you are like, well, Clay, but you give up some of your upside. I don't want to have to give up 100% of my gains, I don't want to have to give up 20% of my gains. I want to keep 100% of my profits. Okay, but let's take a look at the ROI. So how much are you up now, Brian? How much have you been paid? Again, this is showing. Hey, Jack. What time is the market closed? I don't know. You'll have to check your email. Okay, 12,000. So this is what Brian did. This is the power of prop firms. Brian went and he bought a 150K account. Okay, right here. So he spent 216. So right here, that was his amount invested, right? That was his amount at risk, right? So that's why we're calculating a return on investment. He invested 216 to buy this account. As of now, he's a little over 12,000. Let's just call it $12,000. Again, this is after he's given up 20% of his gains. After being up 20% of his gain, or after giving up 20% of his gains, he's still at $12,000 over the past 30 days. Let's calculate. He is right now at a ROI of almost 5,500%, which I admit sounds like a total scam. But it's not if you understand the basic of calculation of how ROI, return on investment, is calculated. The key to driving that number up insanely high is because the lower this number is, the quicker the calculation adds up, the quicker the percentages add up. And with prop firms, they allow you to keep this number very, very, very small. So that's what I mean by even if you don't get to keep 100% of your gains, these are the results that are possible. And again, all this has been documented. He's always showing accounts he's lost along the way. So in all actuality, He's probably, and I'm just going to do this. He's probably, let's say he's blown 3,000. So he's also had to blow up $3,000 worth of accounts. Okay, so he's only at $9,000 because he's roasted $3,000 worth of accounts, which would be a lot of accounts. Well, what's that ROI? Still, think about it. In 30 days, that's still a 4,000% ROI. Again, that is the power of prop firms. That is where they shine, is their ROI, because your amount invested, that number is so low. And again, that is even with giving up 20% of your gains. I don't even trade futures. I'm an option share guy. Yeah. Alonzo, your case continues to deteriorate. Like you are making very poor life decisions. You are working harder, not smarter. And before you go and say, well, I make money, that my claim is not that you can't make money day trading options or stocks. My claim is you are making your life harder than it needs to be. What do you mean? Well, think about it in just with options. Why would you choose to deal with theta if you don't have to, you know? Did I, no, I have not yet collected the 5.7. I plan on doing that afterward. I emailed him. He said he needs my social security number, my mother's maiden name, and my date of birth. I mean, that seems normal, I guess. Options are easier for others. No, they're not. There is in no way, shape, or form dealing with theta is easier. Yeah, Zooks, you had a rough one today, buddy. Prop firms want you to trade more. All right, now Alonzo, you're starting to move into just becoming intellectually, you've been very good, but now you're just, I've shown you the math. Like that's pretty hard math to overcome, and your point is irrelevant. Props want you to trade more. Okay, so what does that have to do with the ROI? I've lost more money with options than trading futures on prop firms. Yeah, I mean, like I said, for those of you that are wondering why options, truly, I mean, it's literally the epitome of making your life harder. And I see the green move here, but that's gone like 7 points. Market closes here in 15 minutes for take profit trader people. Yeah, that's the thing, Alpine. And Alpine is right. Like, first off, you don't even have to accept the premise that you do have to trade more. But just for the sake of the argument, I'll just accept that premise. Okay, they cause you to trade more. So what does that have to do with the ROI potential, let you trade more? Like, okay. But yes, Alpine's actually right. Like, you could push back and be like, well, no, I don't even have to accept that premise. They don't make you trade more. You could get paid on one account. But once again, the guy making this claim doesn't even understand how futures can move. But anyways, here's the problem with options and how they are the epitome of working harder, not smarter. So if you're not familiar with options, so if you buy an option, it goes up, okay, common sense, sure, you make money. If you buy an option, it goes down, okay, fine, common sense, you lose money. Well, anything you buy can do three things, or it could just go sideways. Now, the rational person can say, okay, well, that's the neutral position. Doesn't go up, doesn't go down. But in options, you also lose money. Why? Well, because there's this thing called theta. So think about it. Of the three things an option can do, two of those three things will cause you to lose money, meaning you have a 67% chance of losing money. Now, you may say, but Clay, I make money day trading options. I am very impressed by that. Truly, I'm thoroughly impressed. My pushback to you would be, can you imagine how much money you would have made and you would be making if you did not have to deal with theta? Think about that. Not to mention futures move way better than options anyways. But even if we just assume they move the same, why would you choose to deal with theta when you don't have to? So, I mean, options is like that's like shooting fish in the barrel of winning that argument. Yes, theta has entered the chat. Yeah, again, market closes in 13 minutes. So if you're with Take Profit Trader specifically, make sure you are out. Hey, if you've enjoyed and if you've been enjoying, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be great. I don't think we'll be able to get up to 400 likes today, but I suppose you never know. So if you're enjoying, if you're learning, we've spent some time with some prop firm stuff and argumentation and why they make sense. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you learn something about prop firms and the power of them. I don't know. If you're enjoying in any way, shape, or form, hit that like button. Why are you losing today? Today was so easy. Well, not for me. I'm jealous. It was a very rough day for me. But I did have a sneaky suspicion, so I did stay in a test account today. But hey, congrats on your good day. I'm glad today was easy for you. It was not for me. Imagine how much more you could have made if you copy traded. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, without it, and that's the thing. It's just like, I just take the risk management approach to the prop firms. But then when you start to factor in the copy trading, I mean, then things really get scam-like. Because it's like, wait, that ROI percent? Yeah. Can I trade Planeteer on this? No, you don't want to trade stocks. Stocks move like paint compared to futures. Again, this is coming from somebody that, now, agree. Now, let me be very clear. Just because I've traded stocks for a long time doesn't really necessarily mean that I'm right. I only bring up this to illustrate that, like, I have a lot of experience watching stocks move. And I can assure you, futures move way better than stocks. If you are just trading directionally, you are 100% correct. But if you're selling options, okay, again, Niles, you're right, but you're missing the point. You're using what I kind of call lottery logic. What is lottery logic? Lottery logic goes like this. I make the claim, playing the lottery is stupid. And then you come back and say, well, tell that to the people that won the lottery. It's like, okay, fine. In this outlier category, that is true. It's me saying, here's another example of lottery logic. Man, I really like cars. And then you come back and say, well, Clay, tell that to the people that were in the crowd that car went into. It's like, okay, fine. Yes, in that category, that outlier event, cars were bad. So generally speaking, most people are not selling options. They're not doing any of that crazy stuff. Generally speaking, people that are trading options are buying them, okay? I know you agree, but what I'm pointing out is it's irrelevant that you brought up that point. Because the vast, vast majority of people are not doing that. That's what I'm trying to convey, is you just use lottery logic. And using lottery logic, you can pretty much, nickel and dime anybody's claims on anything, right? I could say, hey, man, I really like this spoon. Well, Clay, in 1877, a spoon was used to murder somebody. So I'm like, okay, fine. In that situation, a spoon was not good. Okay, Anawanzo, I actually thought you were being intellectually honest through all this, but you apparently were just not. Because with all due respect, I just bulldozed. I used to listen to your podcast. Okay, great. I mean, math literally just bulldozed all your arguments, and you're still apparently just not here to. So I tried. If you want to keep making your life harder than it needs to be, go for it. Oh, hey, Brendan, I'm sorry. Welcome. Good to have you. I don't know how long I've been trading for, because I don't know when I became a trader. Because I started off as a penny stock investor. So when did I make that transition to trading? I don't remember. But I don't know, let's just call it 15 years. Yes, if you're with Take Profit Trader, be out, have your positions closed within, let's just call it the next 7 minutes. 7 minutes. The market closes at 1 p.m. Most people in the trading game, yeah, I mean, because it's mathematically provable, day trading futures in a prop firm is the best way to go about day trading. The game changer dynamic was the invention of micro futures. Because I don't know, 7 years ago? It would have been crazy to be like, oh, you're a beginner? Oh, you want to get into day trading? Go trade NQ. That's nuts. That's terrible. Like, that is wild advice. That is just wild. But now when we can say, go learn with MNQ, it's like, okay, now a beginner can get involved in day trading in a very minimal way with MNQ. So yeah, whoever invented the micros, game changing, absolutely game changing for the day trading space. But yes, right now I understand some people, they want to make you think that small caps and low floats and all those things are smart, but they're not. 5 years ago, whatever, before micros, all that stuff made sense, but they don't anymore. It doesn't make it, and it's, again, very mathematically easy to prove all that out. We just had a nice mathematical based argument. But are you only with, yeah, I have prop accounts with other people. But yeah, I personally think Take Profit Trader is the king of the mountain. Whether you're, I mean, definitely if you're a beginner, start with them because their clean set of rules are not going to overwhelm you. And then I would also, even if you're an experienced prop firm trader, I think Take Profit Trader is worth at least trying out. And then just for the people that are like, hey, I enjoy the live stream. I like this such and such prop firm. Do you have a code with them? Because if you do have a code, I'll use it because I understand that helps support the stream. Well, then for those people, there you go. That is how you can help support the stream. Code Clay, all caps, with any of those prop firms. I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's what I think of them, El Fleco. Keep that name out of here. Yeah, Greg, did you just see it? We Tradeify right here, brother. Tradeify, Code Clay. See, now, Greg, okay, so here's a other point. So I had some people today be like, Clay, you're so harsh, blah, blah, blah. Greg, man, I came at him pretty hard earlier. And I've come at Greg hard a couple times. But I'm assuming Greg played sports or did something because he always takes it as intended. Oh, this guy's getting on my case because he has expectations for me. Hey, that's actually a compliment as opposed to not having expectations. So Greg is a great example of be like a Greg. Like, I've come down hard on him, and he still clearly wants to support the stream. He's like, hey, Clay, do you have a code with Tradeify? So even after I've dropped the hammer on him multiple times, he's still wanting to support the stream because he takes things as intended. Well, I would argue, Niles, even if you're not new to trading, I would say if you have been trading for 40 years, go with futures and day trade in a prop firm. I mean, the traders that are part of our community, some that are way, way, way better traders than me, they're all like, dude, why would I risk my own capital? Like, I'm totally doing a prop firm. Why risk my own capital? So no, I don't think it has anything to do with new or anything like that. I would argue everybody should do, because the math suggests, again, it's a mathematical based argument. Now, if you're allowing ego to drive you, then yeah, well, I don't need a prop firm. I have enough money to trade my own account. It's like, okay, that's ego speaking. That's not math. Yeah. Hooch is the one that turned me on to Take Profit Trader. Hey, Tommy. All right, market closes in 5 minutes. If you are with Take Profit Trader, you need to be out in 5 minutes. Risking your own capital is better because you don't have all the rules. I fully disagree with that. Because you don't have all the rules, yes. And those rules are what help prevent you from just losing your mind and having massive losses like this. Yeah, so he's like, well, if you use your own capital, there's less rules. Yeah, no, I'm not saying this should happen, but here is a member from our community. I still give them nothing but credit for being transparent, but they were using their own money. They were using that, they were using that as same exact logic. But all it takes is one. All it takes is one move, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you're losing, and this is their money. Do you know how many prop accounts you could buy with $54,000? Which goes back to my point. Prop accounts are a risk management tool. Yes, they get distorted, but their core attractiveness is the way they allow you to manage risk. So yes, the person used that exact logic. If you are experienced, you can make more money in less time. Okay, yeah, that's, again. Niles, I just made this argument. So now, I don't think, Niles, you're saying that if you're experienced, you're never going to have bad days, right, Niles? Do you ever have bad days as an experienced trader, or are you a perfect trader now? You always follow the rules perfectly. Are you a perfect trader? That doesn't prove anything. This is the internet. Anybody can say numbers. Because what I can say is, yeah, well, if you had done prop firms, you could have made way more than that, and you'd have a way better ROI. In fact, I'm burnt out. Whatever. Go for it, Niles. Apparently he thought that was some sort. Somebody that makes $5 million just hanging out in my live stream. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, let me just concede all this. Niles, I already pointed this out to you. You dented baboon. You are using, again, first off, for the record, I don't believe you, but I run a hedge fund. Okay, I don't believe you, but let's just concede for the fact that I do believe you and that this is true. You are using lottery logic. This is the equivalent of me saying playing the lottery is stupid. And then you coming back and saying, well, tell that to the people that have won the lottery. Okay, yes, in this rare exception, it was actually a good idea. It actually applies. That is the logic that you're using right now. You've supposedly made $5 million and run a hedge fund. Okay, you are a rare situation. You're not talking about the whole. So, like, we all know that's not true, but for argument's sake, even if it were, it's lottery logic. It's not useful to any of this. It's just a way for you to, I guess, slip in here because you want to flex to all of a bunch of strangers on a YouTube chat that you made $5 million and run a hedge fund. Again, I really hope it's not true, because if it is true, then you have a hard time following logic, and apparently you're trying to flex to a bunch of losers in like a YouTube live, yeah. Anyways, Niall, irrelevant. I'll just concede it's true. You're still not, the fact that it's true just shows that you're not following logic. Anyways. Oh my goodness. All right, this dude is, okay, gone. If you are that dented, there's no way somebody that dented. Usually people that understand numbers can follow logic, because that's what numbers are, right? Logic makes structure of things. Wow, I thought the market was closed today. Well, the stock market is closed today, not the futures market. But the futures market's about to close in 1 minute. If you're a take profit trader, close your position. Close your position. Close your positions. Galter mate is a dent. Was affiliate money that good? Yeah, affiliate's nice, but like that has anything to do with the argument. And do you have, Galternate, do you have some sort of math you can bring to the table that day trading options or stocks is better than day trading futures, Galternate? If not, you just committed the ad hominem fallacy and didn't attack the idea itself. Hence the dent. I know, Greg. That's what I'm saying. All right. Is it still moving? And the markets are done. Dunzo. Close for the day. What? I didn't know that. That's bummer. But that's why you got to check your email, because at least for Take Profit Trader people, and that's who I'm using, this was sent out this morning, letting you know. Hello, is this live? I think so. No, not until 5 p.m. The markets will open back up at 6 p.m. East. Well, okay, to be fair to you, on this image, yes, it is 5 p.m. Central. I always like to talk in Eastern, so 6 p.m. Eastern is when they'll open back up. But, man, today was a weird stream. Traded terribly, that's okay. Then had some weird argument. I don't know. I don't know. We have not had one where people are confronted with math, and then it's like, yeah, this makes sense. Here's the math to show you it makes sense. And then they just start to go off like, and it's like, well, that has nothing to do with anything. Have you ever considered doing a live stream when futures open at 6 p.m.? I have, but then it just dawned on me, well, I want to be a good father, and I'd like to spend some time with my kids. So at 6 p.m., that sounds like, I would argue that would probably make me a pretty rough father. Can I translate your conversation automatically in a language? I'm not sure. I don't know. Can you? Anyways. Don't waste your energy that affects your... Yeah. Well, today was kind of a weird day anyways. But yes, please, for all of you, if you have enjoyed and you want to help support the stream, code Clay with any of these prop firms. Now, if you're a beginner to the prop firm space, we have had a lot. So I know some people in the shadows are probably like, oh, wow, that math does make sense. I can see the power of prop accounts. But like, where do I start? If you're a beginner, My opinion, Take Profit Trader is the best. And the reason for the beginner is their clean set of rules. These other prop firms, they're not bad, but they do have more rules. So from a beginner's vantage point, it can get a little bit more overwhelming. But if you just want a clean set of rules, Take Profit Trader is where you want to start. And then if you are in this category, I would argue if you have not yet at least tried Take Profit Trader, they're worth at least trying. I've yet to meet any experienced prop firm trader that tries Take Profit, gets to the payout phase, and then complains about daily payouts in whatever amount you're making. So if you're making $1,500 a day, you can request $1,500 every single day per account, up to 5 accounts. I've yet to meet anybody that complains about that. So that is why I say they're at least worth trying if you have not yet as an experienced trader. But if you're an experienced, if you're a beginner to the world of prop firms, Take Profit Trader. That's who I use. That's who I recommend. And I think they are by far the best for those reasons. And then, like I said, if you're just like, no, Clay, I'm settled in with so-and-so. But if you have a code with them, I'll use it because I know that helps support the stream. Well, there you go. Code Clay is the code with any of these. So, all right, futures fund, you're gone. Just a total dent. We already addressed this, and you're right back to it. So you are officially banned. So yes, I do eventually run out of patience with people where I have a conversation, I clarify myself, I present everything, and then they still just make it all about themselves. It's like, okay. So anyways, I probably had a little bit too much patience with Futures Trader Mike anyways. Is there a buffer to make before? Yes, like all prop firms, you have to hit buffers. Yes, there are part of that. So yes, there is no way to get around let me put it this way. Just because somebody doesn't call something a buffer, the principle, the idea of a buffer is with all prop accounts. So anyways, thank you everybody for being here. I'll be back tomorrow at my normal time, 11 a.m. Eastern. So on your way out, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be great. And then, hit the like button, subscribe, and then also turn on notifications because some days I do go live at the opening bell. So if you want to know when I do go live by having notifications on, then you'll get that alert. So, bro, please, I want to hear more from the hedge. Oh, no, he's gone. He's gone. He got banned. Not even timeout, just banned. Like, there are some people where it's like, all right, we're skipping over the timeout thing because some things are just so weird. You're like, yeah, this one's kind of like obvious. But he also seems like somebody that might be back under another name because I don't know. That was an interesting one. But anyways. Okay, thank everybody for being here. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. And sorry if any of you lost an account. What does a light line mean? What does a pink line mean? Those are all indicators. Come back tomorrow, and I can talk about those different those different egos. But I was trying to read and talk what BC said at the same time. But take care, everybody. Hit that like button, and use code Clay.